All right, let's get rid of this intro. Let's kill the intro. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me get up in here. Let me take this down. Wait, my camera's not on? What's going on? There we go. There we go. Okay. We all right. We all right. How is everybody feeling today? How's everybody feeling today? Hope you all feeling good. Zedric, what's going on? Good morning. Doggy Bone, what's going on? Good morning, Latika. Lucrative Vision, we live. Good morning. Get my light adjusted. That look a little bit better. Shanithia, good morning.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Who we got next? C. Brown Run, good morning. R. Jizzle, what's going on? Good morning. Selmo Fudd is in the building. Good morning, Selmo Fudd. Good morning, Charmaine. Wet 11s, good morning. Beast, what's good? What's going on, Beast? Now, you told me how to pronounce this, and I'm probably still going to mess it up. I apologize in advance. Is it Deza? I think it's Deza, if I remember correctly. Good morning, Deza. James Woodard, good morning. Hopefully everybody is having a good day. Hopefully everybody is having a good day. Let me slightly adjust my camera a little bit. Let's bring this down just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Hopefully y'all are having a good day. Y'all see the rundown. It's the end for Kevin Stefanski. It is the end. C.A. Anderson, good morning. Seattle in the house. Good morning, A.M. Williams. Keith Hunt, Jersey in the building. Hopefully y'all are feeling good on this Wednesday. Hopefully y'all are feeling good on this Wednesday. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Definitely tap into the Patreon. Been putting some work in over there with the film breakdowns. I get to the run game. I get to Shedeur's third down passes, his first down passes. So definitely tap into the Patreon. If you want to see those breakdowns, I'm definitely pushing more content over there. Just to make sure, if you are a super supporter like Charmaine on Patreon, if you are part of the All Access crew like Zedric, as well as Shanithia, I'm making sure y'all get y'all money's worth over there. So I'm pumping the content over there. And then I'm here for y'all on YouTube, and y'all know the reels is going out every day. So we in grind mode. It's this line I like from Wale. They some workers, we some workaholics. So we putting in the work, y'all. We are putting in the work. We definitely put in the work. What 11 says, I will say I'm pleasantly surprised a lot of people are giving Shedeur grace for that game, Tony Grossi especially, because they got to talk about football. We have finally made it to the point. Where we have to talk about football. You got to talk about what's happening on that football field. You're going to get some people who are going to try to use some stats, and they're going to say, this is why this happened, and this is why this has happened. And, oh, Shedeur actually, this is the best pass blocking grades that they've had and all these things. And then you go look at the key downs. You look at third downs. You go look at third downs, and you're like, wait, why is he facing so much pressure? Why are they so confused? Third down is a big difference. Maurice, what's going on? Good morning. Harris Room Sports, what's going on, man? How you been, man? How have you been? Harris Room Sports. I know they got you working hard over there at Amazon. Glad to see you back. Big Christmas Day basketball games coming up. So hey, it's that time of year. It is that time of year. Latika, how do I find you on Patreon? I downloaded it, but was instantly lost. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. Let me see. I got my phone here. Detroit Gemini, good morning. Daysha. Got you. Daysha. I knew I was gonna mess it up. I was trying. I knew I was gonna mess it up, but I was trying. I was trying my hardest. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off at? There's no way the pass block or run block win rate was that high. That's what they're gonna say, Zedric. But you saw it, Zedric. You saw I broke down those run plays. It was crazy what I was seeing. Man, I could tell which way is up from down. Yeah, I saw when you told me you was doing those 6-6s. I was like, man, oh man, it has to be crazy out here. It has to be crazy. Asante, what's going on? Latika, I didn't forget about you. I'm about to pull up Patreon on my phone so I could tell you where to go when you first go there. Where did I leave off at? I got Asante. Analytics should be taken away from what you see watching the game. That's a fact. Big facts. All right, so Latika, it's going to look different when you look at on a cell phone. So for me, when I go in, I'm seeing a home screen. And I believe the bottom right corner, there is a search. You can search Offtharecorddee there. And let me just search it live to make sure I'm giving you the correct directions. Yes, that's what you want to do. All right, so go to Patreon, the bottom right corner, you're going to see a search. Like, the magnifying glass, the search that everybody has. Click that, and there you're going to type in Offtharecorddee, all is one word, the same way it's on all of my platforms, and then I'll pop up, and then you can click on it, and then you can do what you want to do from there. So you can go membership, and then you can pick free, super supporter, or you can pick all access from there. So that's how you find it. It's almost like it's like an additional social media, but this is a place where I can I have more control there, more freedom over there. And then, it's an access thing. So if you are a super supporter or if you're all access crew, the paid supporters get the opportunity to like DM and everything like that over there. So that's why I like it. That's why I like it. All right, let's keep it moving. Hopefully that helps you, Latika. If not, let me know. I agree. The Dog Podcast is on. You can catch the Smoke Victory Tour there on Defense Today. I'm happy they finally made it here. In the summer, they were more optimistic when I wasn't, but now they're like, we got to call it how we see it. So I appreciate that. Wet 11s, D, you did say that they talk football, their conversation will change. It's a fact. Once you really start looking at them as a football player and as a football team, you got to have real conversations. Can we please discuss Chase Daniel saying Shedeur should have tried to tackle the player who picked his ball, but people saying he didn't show leadership because he just stood there? Yeah, we could get to that briefly. We'll get to it before we really get into everything. That's what that is what people do for clicks. But we gonna get to it. Detroit Gemini. The Cleveland media has been eating the Browns up all week. Yes, if you notice, they suddenly sound like me. Now they're pulling Andrew Berry's track record. Now they are looking at everything he has done, and they're like, wait, we got to look at these guys differently. Well, you could have did that from the beginning. Have you seen the latest videos of offensive line not blocking again? Asante, you got to check me out on Patreon. Even with the free version of Patreon, I put out film breakdowns over there. Just I got more control and freedom. Definitely check me out over there. I'm breaking down the run game. I'm breaking down Shedeur's passes. I break it down on third down first, and then I got first down pass plays coming out today. So definitely check me out on Patreon because I'm working. When I say they some workers, we some workaholics, I mean it. I'm working, y'all. I am working. The Browns about to be legendary 2026 from the top down. They're about to clean house and build around Shedeur. New faces, missing pieces are what they are fixing. That's a fact. They're going to do it, some motherfuckers. You got to turn it around. Tessa, what is going on? Good morning, Tessa. Yes, Tessa, I put out a bunch of clips and stuff on TikTok. Let me jump over here. Tessa, what's your name on TikTok? Or if you don't want to put it in the chat, just comment, this is Tessa, comment on one of my posts on TikTok. This is Tessa, and then I'll follow you back over there. I'll follow you back on TikTok. I appreciate you finding me over there. I appreciate it. Latika, it's all good. I got you. If you got any questions, you can always hit me up on TikTok too. I got you. I'm convinced the Browns are putting Shedeur through a humiliation ritual before they unleash him. I don't know what they doing, man. Like I said, Asante, remember the other day you were saying they tanking? I said just call them trash tankers. Just call them trash tankers to me, man. Just as long as you can say however you feel about it, as long as you say they garbage in there. So I don't know what they're doing. I hope Shedeur plays this game and doesn't force anything on Sunday. Yes. He's usually more calm early in games. When they fall behind, they're down 3-4 scores. That's when he starts to press. So you definitely want to try to avoid that situation. Chase is another two-faced Acho. So Chase went and before all of this, Chase was on the same side as Acho. He was saying Shedeur had to make the team. He said he had to make the team. So you just got to be careful how you view some of these guys. And their true colors show the more they get up there and talk. The more they get up there and talk. Nobody else is – they using it for clicks, y'all. They using it for clicks. Let me drop the Patreon in here for you, Asante. Let me get the link real quick. I'll drop the Patreon link in here. Where's my Patreon link at? Let me drop it in there for you. And if you're curious about how much I put into the Patreon, just ask Shanithia, ask Zedric. They over there. They're on Patreon. They see what I'm doing. They see how I'm working. So ask them. Ask them about, am I giving the information over there? It's that they got access. You know what I'm saying? You can ask me questions, send videos. There's a lot of stuff you can do. There's a Patreon link right there. That's the Patreon link right there. Shedeur received 10 most votes for a Pro Bowl. Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that. Jackie, what's going on? They still at Jackie's neck. Still at Jackie's neck. Just a bad year for him. I can't defend him. Never trust Chase's breakdown. He be all over the place. Asante, you onto something? They're just waiting for an opportunity to say some bad stuff. Even the title of Chase's breakdown, Shedeur Sanders fans look away. I just don't like it. So I don't like it at all. I don't like it. Where we at? I've only heard UNG Bush talk specifics about the O-line. How many times are we going to see the linemen blocking 1 to 2 defenders? It's there. That's why when I say stuff about the line, when I say stuff confidently about how the Browns are playing, it's because I'm really watching the film. How many people have y'all seen talk about Shedeur and Judy speaking on that play before Shedeur throws in the ball? I'm watching the film. I see it, y'all. I'm watching the film. I see it. Where I leave off at. Sanders will be on the cover of Time. The only people who are not smart when it comes to Shedeur are the local Cleveland Browns media who are missing a great opportunity. They're missing a great opportunity. They're gonna fumble the bag. In Acho chat, they spent super chat just to throw tomatoes at him. They gonna get him. And they starting to get picky. They're starting to get picky on all these places who super chats they read and who they don't read. So just remember this, y'all. Come to Offtharecorddee, where we gonna read your super chats. Your voice is gonna be heard. Over here. Ivy League Mac, what's going on? All right, appreciate that, Asante. Yeah, definitely check me out on Patreon. You think Shedeur gonna make the Pro Bowl? I got to look at how the breakdown goes, how much weight that the fan voting gets. I got to check and see. What I liked about the Titans game is he didn't press when they were behind early. I also think he was impacted by what happened with the wristband. Yeah, it was just a bad start to a game at the very beginning. You could see it was going all bad. It was going all bad. Brent, what's going on? What is going on, Brent? Hola, mi hermano. I got a little Spanish in me, y'all. A little bit, not a lot. Don't go full Spanish on me. I'll be lost somewhere. Good morning, Miss Brown. Charmaine, good morning. What's going on, Charmaine? Y'all see it right there. Shanithia is telling you. Shanithia is over there. She's over there on Patreon. Zedric is on Patreon. We have conversations over there. We get the content out over there. You can ask direct questions when I'm breaking things down over there. So that's what the benefit of Patreon is. Sanders getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The president is taking a liking to Shedeur, and he's speaking up about it. Brandon, what's going on? The faster we get 12 out of Cleveland, the better they does not deserve a talent like that. Honestly, the Browns don't deserve somebody like Shedeur, but Shedeur ain't going nowhere. he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He gonna be there. They mad because they don't like fans. They don't have fans like him. I really believe they can't do what they want him to do because he has an army behind him. That's a fact. That's a fact. They can't just sway. They can't just push a narrative and people believe it. Chase changed the title after folks on X told him it wasn't an issue and they could handle the criticism. It's making them uncomfortable. Yeah, I didn't like it. When I thought it was a fair assessment for the most part. Thought it was a fair assessment when he was talking about football. It was overblown when he was talking about trying to go tackle somebody. That's the same way how Baker Mayfield messed up his shoulder in 2021, and that derailed the whole season. So I'm not with the quarterback try to tackle people. I ain't with that. Quarterback last line of defense, if you got to try to trip somebody up, I'm cool. But I'm not with that. But the title he used shows his true intentions. I can't get with the title that he had originally. I didn't like it. I think Shedeur was set up for failure in the Bears game beginning with not having the right plays. He was really the only one trying to play. He can't do it all on his own with the playoff team. No, a playoff team is going to lock in on what you do, and they're going to force your hand. When you got that's the difference. When you have teams playing for something and we have teams playing for nothing, that's the difference. That's what they want is click rage bait. That's a fact. Latanya, what's going on? All right. Ivy League Max says, I got a controversial question. How is it strategic to tell the haters to stay on their side instead of let them inside the tent, reducing their influence to hate? How is it strategic to tell the haters to stay on their side instead of letting them inside the tent, reducing their influence to hate? If you change your view or you change your opinion of Shedeur based on football and you were critiquing him based on football, then come on. John Fanta was flipping out. He's been flipping out. It's been based on football. If you are a person who is trying to tell me Shedeur could not read, he could not call a play, he could not get guys lined up, he was playing street football. If you are one of those people, you can stay on that side because there are different undertones to what you were trying to say. I'm not a person who thinks everybody needs to come in. Y'all know if somebody comes here and they're trying to start something in the chat or they're coming sideways, I'm not going to miss that person. I will ride with 1,000 strong. Then I have 13,000 and 12,000 of them I'm trying to convince to see it how I see it, or to just be honest and have conversations. So in theory, you can say, oh, it would be great because there's more people, but do we believe people are who they really are? Or do we turn a blind eye, or do we forgive them and forget what they did to try to ruin his career? Because that's what it comes down to. If you try to ruin his career, he'll never forget that. Why should I forget that? I'm not going to forget that. And those people who never wanted to be honest about football, they don't have any value to me. They're not coming here to have an honest conversation. They're going to come here to derail the conversation. They're just waiting for opportunities to expose how they truly feel. Look at Chase Daniels. He was just waiting for an opportunity to expose how he really feels. Why should I invite Chase Daniels in when he shows what he about? I'm accepting people for who they are, and I'm putting them where they need to be. I'm putting them where they need to be. I'm not the person who says everybody has to agree. But if you're having dishonest conversations, you can stay wherever you've been at. You can stay wherever you've been at. So that's what I would say. I don't think it's a controversial question. But that's just how I look at it. So that's how I look at it.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
That's exactly it, Ivy League Matt. That's exactly it. Exactly it. I didn't even watch after I saw the title. The crazy thing was, it wasn't Zedric. It was not a bad breakdown, but he just had to throw his clickbait in there, and he had to try to make a big deal out of Shedeur not trying to go tackle somebody, which you don't even want to be putting your quarterback in harm's way. This entire game is about protecting your quarterback, and then we want to put our quarterback in harm's way just for the sake of it, to show fake effort. It's crazy. It's crazy. Miss Sparks, what's going on? I cannot watch Chase from the very beginning. I felt he was not about Shedeur or truth. From the beginning, he thought Shedeur was not going to make the team. So that just shows you from the very beginning, he kind of has some different views of Shedeur. Tua got benched, and Quinn Ewers is starting. Yeah. I remember somebody asked me like, oh, you want Tua? No, I don't want Tua. Detroit Gemini, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why my bot is clipping your comments for some reason. My bot is tripping. My fault, Detroit Gemini. Charmaine starting it off. She said, I got something to say, y'all.
Oh my God! Wow!
Let's get it. Let's see what Charmaine has to say. Why they do not talk about the other QB's performances on Sunday. They all were bad. Charmaine. Now, why would people who analyze the sport of football break down what other football players are doing? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? They would never do that. Let me see what Detroit Gemini just said, because my bot got her twice. My bot is tripping. 12 already gets hit 14 times a game. Yeah, I agree with you there, Detroit Gemini. I don't know why my bot is picking on you today. Right, Miss Sparks, I blocked him. We'll never watch him again. He lost all credibility with the clickbaiting. Yeah, that's not the way to handle it. I understand Tua being benched. End of the season, evaluate Quinn. That's a fact. You got to check out what you got. I'm tired of seeing fake football analysts trying to blame 12. I'm not mentioning that. I'm not mentioning him and Garrett is the only ones that show up. Him, Garrett, Isaiah Bond is playing hard. Quinshawn is trying to play hard. They're not setting him up for success. Gage Larvin is doing what he can. So it's a couple people here and there doing what they can, but not enough to make a big enough impact. Jakey needs to learn how to read a catch. That's funny. Spiritual War Exposed. What's going on? Yeah, if you want to act up, you can stay where you are. You got to be young asking that question. I'm mad at Jakey. I was rooting for him. Yeah, with 11s, you was giving him a chance. I tried to give him a chance too, and I jumped off that side. I couldn't. Maybe he was coached not to make any tackles. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. The risk versus reward is not there for a quarterback to just run and try to tackle people, because these are the same people who crush Jackson Dart for taking all these hits because he's been in the medical tent 5 out of 10 games he's played, getting checked for a concussion. So, it's just one of those things. Which one do you want? Do you want the quarterback to be out here tackling people, or do you want the quarterback to protect themselves? But just trying to put both in there for clickbait, I can't get with it. If the NFL wants the president to do something about the college money that they give out, they better leave Shedeur alone. Yeah, he took a liking to Shedeur, so that's the wrong person to start messing with. Wasn't Dart in that blue tent again on Sunday, but they want Shedeur to tackle somebody. Latika, you took the words right out of my mouth. He was. The 12 haters are just in your chat to cause confusion. Get them out. I know what it is. That's all it is. Oh man, I'm on top chat again. My bad. I'm probably missing some of y'all chats. I gotta change this to live chat. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Yes, Dart was in the tent. He better be careful. That's a fact. Jessica drop a pass. Judy can't possibly care about his job. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Judy. He got to get his life together. Dart is good for 2 more seasons done. Yeah, he plays too reckless. Way too reckless. So during Monday's stream, y'all said that y'all liked the motivation. Y'all wanted the motivation to come back, and the motivation is back. I found a good one, y'all. I found some good motivation here. If y'all noticed a couple times, I've been talking about the work and, putting in the work, and I found Coach Prime speaking on what work means. So let's get to it. Let's get it going. Let's kick off the show. Great open to the show. Enjoyed all of y'all comments. Thank you all for being here. We got to get to it, y'all. We got to get to it. Let me get this open. Let's go here, and let's take this down. Let's go. We got a word from Coach Prime. This is 3 minutes long, y'all. 3 minutes long. So with it being 3 minutes, I'm going to have to break it down and stop it a couple times just for fair use purposes. So I'm going to stop it a couple times just to let y'all know for fair use purposes. But let's get it. This is Coach Prime. Talk to him.
Work. See, your definition of work couldn't be skewed. If you grew up in the era that we grew up, we had parents that flat out worked. Our work ethic we inherited from our parents because it's something that we've seen. We can't recall our parents taking a day off. They worked. They provided, they sacrificed, they did what they had to do for us tremendously. It's almost like the word love. Your love ain't his love, and his love ain't your love. Based on how you grew up, that's how you define love, based on what you experience, based on what you receive, then based on what you give. That's how love is perceived. There's no two people that love the same way. Your love and my love may be different. Mine may be more of giving. Yours may be more of a recipient, but when you receive something, you are prompt to give it back.
It's a fact. Coach Prime was speaking a word in this. I was watching this and I said, this is definitely going to be the first piece we bring back for motivation. Him talking about the differences in work and how you view it based on how you were raised. A quick story. Whenever my dad had a day off from work, it was like he was in the house grumpy because he couldn't function. He couldn't function without going to work because that was the normal process of his day. So I totally understand what he is speaking on here, but let's get it. Let's keep going.
But there's no right or wrong in it because love is love. Work is work. But understand, your love is based on experiences. So when I look up there and I see some of the work that you think you put in, I think it's based on who you are. And sometimes it's not based off reality. So you need to understand what his definition of work is so you can understand what he wants. What is his definition of work? What is his definition of work? Because some of you think you're working, but you ain't. But based on how you grew up and what you've seen your father or your uncle or your mother or your guardians do, you think you put in some work. But based on how we came up, you ain't busting a grape.
Talk to him. He said, look, what you think is work and what we think is work is different. You ain't busting a grape over here. Y'all remember that old saying, you ain't busting a grape in the fruit fight? I just like hearing somebody with life experience and wisdom speak about life. They speak about it differently. And I just appreciate it. So let's keep it going.
So you might want to consult with your coach, your advisor, whoever's in your group to understand their definition of work. Because when we say work, we mean work. You got to understand, we come from a generation. Am I right or wrong, Mr. Sapp? Yes, sir. We don't remember our parents taking a day off work. I can't remember my mama sitting at home laying in the bed because she tired, or she's sick, or she's experiencing some drama for my father and she want to have a pity party. I don't recall that. I can't recant that whatsoever. All I know is I saw a mama breaking her back so ends would see each other because they never met. That's work. So my expectation of work is totally different than what you think work is. So if you really want to know what work is, all you gotta do is come and ask me. Let's go to work today for real.
Man, talk to him, Coach Prime. If you are getting this said to you before you have a day, do y'all know how hard I would be working that day? Do y'all know how hard I would show up and fight for this coach? Do y'all know the lengths I would be willing to go to make sure I gave my all from somebody speaking life into me in this way? I saw this and I was like, this is so fitting of what we need and what we go through on a daily basis. So I just really enjoyed this. This stuck out to me. And I thought it was only right, bringing back the motivational pieces started with Coach Prime, because he said a word there, y'all. He said a word there. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Controversial statement here. If Shedeur talked like Dart did, where would he be? He might be out the league. All right, Zedric on top of it, he says Teller and Aiden Huntington practicing today. That's good looks. That's a good look. Shedeur is the most criticized rookie QB ever. Beast, I'm really thinking about this. I don't think we've seen an athlete criticized to this degree since LeBron. LeBron is the last athlete that I remember being criticized this way. This is not normal. This is not normal. The way that they criticize Shedeur is not normal, and I haven't seen it to this degree. I haven't seen it to this degree since LeBron. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. So it's on a different level. Hate won't allow them to truly understand what they have. Maurice, talk to him, man. That's such a big fact. D, your spirit is so sweet and welcoming. I truly enjoy coming here. I look forward to it. I appreciate you, What 11s. I appreciate you. I just try to show up and be who I am every day. That's it. I just try to be who I am every day. I remember Wet 11s came here. You were here. You were cooking Thanksgiving, and you've been here ever since your son was not letting you make the banana pudding. I remember. So I appreciate you always being here. I appreciate you. Man, I be telling my great nephews the same thing. They wonder why I have what I have. Nobody gave it to me. I work hard for everything I got. Or just talk to them. Different level of work. A lot of cases, people see you where you are when you're at a point where they see you when you're at a point where they believe you're at a good level or you've achieved where you want to be in life. What they don't see is the 20 years of work. They don't see the 20 years of work. They don't see the 20 years of work that you put in before that. They don't see it. So that's the difference. You had to build yourself up to get to that point, and work was the thing that did that. Work was the thing that did that. Great clip, bunch of gems. Yeah, Zedric, I was watching this, so I was thinking like, man, I know that y'all enjoy the motivation, so I got to come with something really good. And as I was going through my stuff and I was putting together the show last night, I saw this and I said, this is the right one. This is what we need to hear today. This is what we need to hear. Shedeur brings them views while they talk about him. That's exactly it. Shedeur stimulus package. I love this motivational segment. It starts my day off good. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all feedback. Because y'all feedback is the reason why I brought it back, because I was doing it and I was like, I don't know if people enjoy the motivational part of the show, but I am so happy that y'all enjoy it. And I'll continue to keep bringing y'all gems. I'll keep bringing y'all gems of people that I see who are really good. And Tiger Woods too. Afro being, you're right. LeBron, Tiger Woods, and Shedeur is up there with how they criticize. Right, and they still do LeBron like this. They do. They make careers off hating off LeBron. I think this is worse than LeBron. It's crazy. It's definitely worse due to the advances in social media. It's just crazy. It's crazy. We're seeing something that we probably won't see anything similar to this with any other young quarterbacks coming out. We won't. Real quick, if you can, Chinnis Barry Melman, he's the coach of SC State and will inspire anybody. That's what the Browns need. All right. I'm going to keep reading your comments, and then I'm going to see if I can find them here. I'll see if I can find them. It's definitely KC. What's going on, KC? Say it's worse. Yeah, it's with the LeBron, the social media wasn't popping how social media is popping now. So I definitely think that's a big difference. Love the motivation. Keep it going. I got you, Detroit Gemini. I got you. LeBron didn't have the people who don't watch basketball watching basketball. KC, you got me there. You got me there. I can't even argue with that. LeBron had the pure people who were enjoyed the game of basketball. They just tuned in more. Like, so if they were really big on other teams, they tuned in. But Shedeur has people who don't watch football watching football. That's one of the things I kept saying early on was they don't even realize that there are people who are watching Shedeur that won't watch any other NFL game. They won't watch any other game. Any other game. But the more hate Shedeur gets, the more blessings he receives. The people have his back. His community is loud and strong, and they hate it. That's a fact. They want you to be quiet. They want you to be quiet. Key Mathis, what's going on? And Tessa, you were one of the ones who wanted me to bring the motivational segment back, so I'm happy you enjoyed that. All right. What's going on, Lois? Good morning. Lois got something to say, y'all.
Oh my God! Wow!
I got money.
Lois says, let's go Shedeur. 12. Vote Shedeur Pro Bowl. Yes, it's 30% of the vote. I couldn't remember the breakdown, but shout out to Shanithia and shout out to Zedric putting the breakdown there. It's 1/3 of the vote. So it definitely will help Shedeur. It's 1/3 of the vote. So get out there and vote. That is the man that raised Shedeur Sanders. That's his full name after his daddy. That's a fact. What 11s? Have you done a segment on who the Browns should hire? If you're one of the mods, if you got a wrench, if you can drop the link to vote for the Pro Bowl in the chat, that would be great. If you're one of the mods and you got a wrench, you can drop that link in the chat for people who want to go vote. All right, let's see. What 11? Shedeur is global. That's a fact. Charmaine, worldwide 12. That's a fact. He is worldwide. Shout out again. We appreciate your support. Lois, stay focused. Thank you. I appreciate you. Harris, yes. To give you a quick breakdown on who I will hire. My number one choice is Brian Flores as head coach. That's my number one choice is Brian Flores. Offensive coordinator, if Mike McDaniels get fired, it's Eric Bieniemy, even Byron Leftwich, but I would definitely take Eric Bieniemy or Mike McDaniels first. DC, if he wants to keep, it was over on Monday. All right, shout out Zedric. I appreciate you. Zedric said it was over on Monday, so it ended the 15th. Pro Bowl voting. DC, if a coach came in and they wanted to keep Schwartz, I would be cool with that. If they came in and said they wanted their own, DC or they wanted to call their own plays, I'm cool with that. Now, a offensive-minded coach, I would take Clint Kubiak from the Seattle Seahawks. I really like his offense. It's based on the Gary Kubiak system. It blends the run and the pass really well to keep defenders, to keep them off balance. So those would be my two choices who I would pick for head coaches, Harris Room Sports. Those are the two I would pick. The negativity is easy for Chase Daniels of the world. The real struggle comes after Shedeur plays really well. That's painful for them. Maurice, I agree. Shedeur is so strong. See how that running up Heisman Trophy acted. Yeah, we were talking about him on Monday, Miss Brown. Pavia, I didn't realize he was that short. I did pull up the clip of him walking out. I think it was Marie who told me to pull it up. He is short. So yeah, at best, he's going to be a late round draft pick. I didn't realize he was that small. Was Chase Daniels a good QB? Oh, no, he was a long-time backup. He was in the league 14 years as a backup. Pro Bowl voting was over on Monday. Okay, appreciate that, Zedric. He said it was over. It's over. D, did you see Diego cussing the Heisman voters out? Now I want to see if he drops in the draft. I did see that with 11s, and I was like, he needs some media training. He has to clean that thing up. That's not a good look for him. I'm keeping an eye out for when Shedeur speaks today. Yes, let me know. We'll pivot. We'll pivot when he speaks. The Browns need a Ben Johnson type coach. He really motivates his team. Detroit Gemini, I agree. That's why I really like Clint Kubiak. Let me go back to Doggy Bone. Doggy Bone had a coach that he wanted me to look at from South Carolina State. So let me try to find him real quick. Man, they moved it. Let me see. Let's see. And Zedric, let me know if they go to press conferences. Y'all know we'll pivot. I got some things on the docket, but if we need to pivot, I'm fine with pivoting if Shedeur is speaking today. Oh, he hype. He hype. All right, Doggy Bone. That's a good one. He's hype. I'm gonna have to add him to the list. I'm definitely gonna be pulling up some of his stuff for motivation moving forward. I gotta listen to more of it. Kevin spoke already. Okay. Ooh. Is the Browns game home? The weather is going to be a warm up. Yeah, the Browns game, they are at home. They're playing at home this week. Click a short reel. It's not long, but it will be good. I got you. He got so many just right here. He got so many right here, so I got you. Loretta, what's going on? All right, let me see. Let me get it on the screen for y'all. He got so many. All right, I got him right here. Let's see. This is after they won the Celebration Bowl.
Well, you get ready. Now, I'm gonna say this before y'all start talking. You know, I keep receipts now. So you know, all through the season, you know, when we had those conference calls, nobody wasn't asking me any questions. It was always directed to the two NFL guys. You know, and I'll sit there and get one or two questions. And they get 20 or 30. So I'm gonna say that. There's good football coaches that come through HBCU. We can coach. Because we had to get it out the mud. So I'm gonna say that with a proud chest. There's a lot of really, really good football coaches. And again, I got great relationships with all of them, but I remember, I keep receipts, and that motivated me. Every day I go to my staff meeting, I say, hey, guess they didn't have a whole lot for me. Dr. Cavill always asks me a question, that's my guy. All right, but invite one or two, and everybody else want to talk about everything else. So we just fell in love with the process, and that motivates you, man. When somebody tell you no, when God be for you, man, who can be against you?
Okay, we're gonna.
Hey, I like it. I like his style. I searched for the mailman one. I searched for the mailman one. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the mailman. Let's see. I like his style. I'll tell you, I started listening to it on my end before I played for y'all, and I was like, okay, I could get with this. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Doggy Bone, was it a pregame speech that he was talking about it? Do you remember? I had to. Yeah, I had to look for it. Cameron spoke already. Loretta Janke has acted up. He needs a new name. My top 3 receivers they should try for are Cornell Tate, Jordan Tyson, Chris Brazil. I like it. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about Jordan Tyson. I didn't know his injury history was like that. That's the only reason why I'm a little hesitant. It's a halftime speech. Okay. The only reason I'm a little hesitant is because I didn't realize that Jordan Tyson was injured every year. I didn't realize that. So that's what I'm a little nervous about. Legendary is a big boy. They don't know how to contain or harness his social media and strong fan base for the powers that be. He is getting scary, spooky. He's young, gifted, smart, rich, and black. C.A. Anderson, that's a fact. They don't know how to deal with it. Dawn, what's going on? What's going on, Dawn? Hey there, any news? What's happening now? So far, I don't think any major news has came out, but we'll keep looking for it. Loretta, I appreciate that. Letting them know. Yeah, Kevin's still there. They ain't let him go yet. We waiting for this.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Ben Johnson gave the game ball to the player who snatched the ball from Janky Judy. He admitted it changed the momentum of the game. I really hope Jerry Judy is going next year. Unfortunately, the way he signed his contract, I'm just gonna let y'all know early. I don't think he's gonna be able to. I don't think the Browns gonna get rid of him. Unfortunately, I don't think they're gonna get rid of him. Ends to see each other because they never met. Maurice, that was a word, wasn't it? That was a word. Yeah, Doggy Bone. I'm checking on YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find it. Congrats to Shedeur for influential athletes. New York Times 100 already. Yeah, they got to acknowledge him. Kevin's still there. He's still there. You can't make it up. Yeah. You see how other coaches use certain moments in a game to give their players a game ball. That's why I said, yeah, just because Kevin isn't doing something that doesn't make it right, he could be making a mistake.
Texas into the playoffs, which some people still.
All right, let's get to it. I'm still look for that Doggy Bone. I'm gonna still look for it throughout the show. So they're going to let Wyatt play. Everything Kevin tried don't work. Yeah, it don't work. It does not work. Let's get to it. So I was one of the first people to call this out. I think I said this after his first game. Now these quarterbacks that everybody was banking on in 2026, they're announcing they're going back to school. Arch Manning is going back. Lenore Sellis is going back. But this is them speaking on Arch Manning going back.
Believe that they belonged in. So Jay, what does it tell you that the preseason Heisman favorite and projected first pick in the draft will play another year at Texas?
I think it's the only decision. It's a great decision. I think he needs another year. He came out of high school as kind of a small high school in Texas. He kind of dominated, right? And then he comes into the tough Texas New Orleans. Yeah. Now he comes to Texas. He sat behind Quinn Ewers. He started this year. He started out pretty slow. Took a lot of hits. He's only 21 years old. Yeah. He's getting $3.5–4 million a year NIL money. There is no rush to go to the NFL draft right now. Let's go out, have another good year. You have a very good offensive coach. You have good offensive weapons coming back. Texas, he's got to take Texas to a SEC title. Yep. He's got to take him to the tournament, right? That's what he's there for. It might even take him 2 years. I think it's a great move by him. I think he's got a lot of time to develop. He needs to work on a lot of things now. I don't think he's ready to be a number one pick. You're taking him number one pick based on his family history and based on what he could be right now, not what he is right now. What he is right now is a very young, inexperienced coach or a player who needs a lot of time to work on. Got a great skill set, got a great family, but he does have a long way to go. I think it's a great move, and hopefully he can take Texas to the promised land. That's the ultimate goal. And the man.
Zedric, you were here. Does that sound familiar? I saw that right away. I said he needs to play more football. Early on, I was telling y'all these young college quarterbacks who haven't really had that many starts, they need to see more football. Look at Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson, they haven't announced if he's coming back to Alabama yet, but he needs to go back. Lenore Sellers needs to go back. Dante Moore has only started for 1 year plus I think 3 more games. You haven't seen enough football for an NFL franchise to hand you the keys and say, fix every problem we have. Fix every problem we have. So I agree. All these guys need to go back. I know that the NFL was calling, but they have not seen enough football to have success. And that was one of the metrics I had. I've been going back and forth with people. Hey, they need 25 starts in college. They need to see enough defensive coverage. If you don't have 25 starts in college, it's no way you can get out here and really read what these NFL defenses are doing. There's no way you can really read it. If y'all look at my breakdowns, and my breakdowns on Patreon, I explain where Shedeur excels and what he needs to work on. The stuff that Shedeur already has down, these quarterbacks in college who got 13 starts, they can't see it. They can't see the field like Shedeur. So this is expected by me. I expected this to happen. I expected it to happen. So this is not surprising to me at all. Not surprising to me at all. All right, y'all was talking about Judy. Yeah, I don't see Judy getting out of here. Just let y'all know. Y'all need to be looking out for Kevin Coleman. If he comes out, he's a great receiver at Missouri. I'm gonna look into him, Tessa. Once the NFL season starts, I'm gonna really start digging more into players at the college level, especially areas that the Browns need to improve. Receiver being one, lineman being another one. So after the year, I'm gonna go back and watch tape on a lot of guys who I haven't been able just to keep up with as much because there's been so much focus on the quarterback throughout the year. So much focus on the quarterback. All right, where did I leave off at? He gave out 2 game balls, one for an offensive player, one for a defensive player. There you go. I like it. And he didn't get a game ball to the player who had the most stats. He gave the game ball to a player who made the most impactful play. That play was so impactful when they took the ball from Judy is because the Browns were marching. And it would have been 21-10 if the Browns would score there. That's a different ball game. Totally different ball game. So they would have been right back in the game. Clapping dogs, rhetoric dogs, street dogs. Yeah, I got to check him out. I got to find him. I got to find that. If I don't find it today, I'll definitely make it motivation for Friday. When Cardinal Tate comes to the Browns, he would take Jerry Jeudy's job. That is a fact, Charmaine. Immediately. He going to walk on before he even sign his contract and pick his jersey number. They're going to say, you are a number 1 receiver. If Jenke is tied down because of his contract, they need a private conversation. I agree with that, Dawn. They need to have a talk with him and let him know what it is. Cedric Yu is here. From the very first game I saw Arch, I said, nope, it's too many things he needs to work on. He's not going to be able to fix this in 1 year. This enables Shedeur to be the best franchise player. It's shaping up that way. People are mad about it, but it's shaping up that way. Tessa, Dante Moore is going back, I think. It was word that he was going back. Then his OC got hired away. So they were saying that could be a reason why he leaves, but we just got to wait and see for him. These young QBs understand the teams that pick first are very bad teams. Your mental has to be straight for some of these teams, and Cleveland will annihilate you. See it, Anderson. That's a fact. Look what it did to Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel was handed all the keys to everything, and he couldn't take it mentally. I'm ready for the college football playoffs. Oklahoma versus Alabama on Friday. It's going to be good. Friday, I'm going to do a morning stream, and then Friday, I'm doing a watch party for boxing. I'm doing the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Man, I think Jake Paul can get knocked out, y'all. But Friday, we're doubling up on the streams. So we're going to do the morning stream, and then we're going to do a night watch party. And then I got to start setting my calendar for the big college football bowl games that we're going to do watch parties too. So y'all got to make sure you like and you subscribe so we can, y'all could be here because I'm going to be popping up. When the Brown season over, this thing don't stop. It keeps going. The train keeps rolling. The train stays on the tracks. We're going to get to the college football. Eventually, we're going to incorporate some NBA. We're going to do more college breakdowns leading into the draft. So we got the answers to the test. I don't rely on other people to find the answers. I look for the answers myself. That dude talking is a fool. Jackie, I don't agree with nothing anybody says 100%. What he says right here is facts. It's too much for Arch to work on. I told a guy the other day, as a QB, you don't want to be in a certain situations early. I'd rather not go at the top of the draft. Cedric, that's a fact. That's a fact. Depends on the team. I agree with you. Judy needs to be a third option in the slot. Judy can win on the outside, but he can't win on the outside consistently against the other team's top corner, and he definitely can't win when the defense is slanted to him. So slot and going against the second corner, I think he'll do way better. Not the number one corner. Not the number one. D, I've been studying NFL plays. I'm learning. Let's get it, Wet 11s. Let's get it. Wet 11s, tap into the Patreon. I do the film breakdowns over there. I'm putting them out at a higher clip than I was before to make sure we get all of it out there. So definitely tap into the Patreon. I don't want him with Shedeur. No, I don't. Jay Gruden? I don't want Jay Gruden as a coach. No. Quinshawn was at Ginn Academy and gave away food, and Coach Shedeur showed up for him. Selmo Fudd, I saw that. That is very big for the community, showing up at Glenville. I remember my brother was playing for Lincoln West, and they played Glenville, and we lived on the east side, but he wanted to go to Lincoln West. He went to Lincoln West. So we were 10 minutes away from Glenville. We go to the game. Man, this was the fastest. That's when Ted Ginn was there. This was the fastest I've seen high school players run in my life. Like, the way that they could not stop Ted Ginn. The way that they cannot stop Ted Ginn, I remember they had to kick off the ball to Ted Ginn. Ted Ginn caught the ball. I think it was on the right sideline. He ran in a straight line, and nobody could take the proper angle to cut him off, and he ran it back for a touchdown. At that moment, I was like, Glenville is real, and they've been good ever since. They've been good ever since. Ever since. So, Selmo Fudd, you know what you're talking about with Glenville. You definitely know what you're talking about there. Since the 90s, and Glenville, Selmo Fudd, do you remember Glenville started being a pipeline, sending so many guys to Ohio State? They were sending a ton of guys to Ohio State. So Glenville has been legit for a long time, y'all. A long time. The maturity that Shedeur has is not like any other in his age group. Grown, appropriate nickname. Dawn, I agree. Shedeur wasn't the first, nor will he be the last to prefer not going to certain teams. Just the one they made an example of. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, Wet 11s, definitely check out the Patreon. Some good stuff over there. Miss Sparks, I'm with you. I don't want Jay Gruden. Let's get to the next clip we got. Who we got up next, y'all?
Buzz there, JP. I didn't hate you have to admit that was
You know what? Before we get to the next couple clips as we go into Shedeur, I want to show y'all some stats. Let me show y'all some stats instead, because I want y'all to see if the way that people will start speaking on Shedeur match some of the stats that they have been using against Shedeur. So let me do this real quick. Let's make sure we tie it together right. CO7 111, what's going on? Arch felt that blowback and how vicious people are and made the decision to go back, probably his third game, but a good decision by him. I agree. Totally great decision. Go back. Don't jump out there. Don't deal with this now. This is not the time.
Stat man. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you. We all.
All right, let's get to it, y'all. So everybody talks about how this was Shedeur's worst game. I'm not arguing with people if this was Shedeur's worst game. But what I am this is the questions I'm going to ask. Is it only bad when it happens to Shedeur, or is it bad when it happens to every quarterback? Detroit Gemini said it wonderfully last week on Wednesdays for Stats. She said they only use the stats to knock Shedeur, nobody else. And I agree with that, because did y'all know Shedeur is not the only quarterback getting sacked in the NFL? Did y'all know Pat Mahomes got sacked 5 times? Tyler Shuck, who people were saying, oh, now he's balling out, he was sacked 5 times. Baker Mayfield, the guy that they said the Cleveland Browns wish they had now, he was sacked 5 times. Shedeur was sacked 5 times. Kenny Pickett, the guy who Aditi said was better than Shedeur and would be better than Shedeur in his first start. We talked about other stats. He was sacked 4 times. Is anybody else sack numbers being brought up? I'm just going to be the one to ask the questions, y'all. I just got the questions. Shanithia, you know what it is. You know what it is.
Stat man. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you. We all.
All right. We always hear people talk about time to throw. They always talk about time to throw. So let's ask the questions, y'all. Is anybody talking about time to throw this week? Because remember, they told you, hey, the Browns, their offensive line, their grades didn't grade out that bad. And they're insinuating that it is on Shedeur. It's on Shedeur. He can't see it. He can't read it. Even though a simple twist ruins the Browns' whole offensive line. He ain't seeing it. That's what they're insinuating. Well, let's break it down. Time to throw. Who had the longest? Bryce Young, 3.52. Marcus Mariota, 3.51. Brock Purdy, 3.44. Y'all notice Brock Purdy is very similar in his stats as Shedeur, even when they played head-to-head. And they said Brock Purdy was great, Shedeur was bad. Y'all remember that? Drake May, the quarterback who can do no wrong this year. They was talking about him as the MVP a couple weeks ago. 3.38. Shedeur is 3.31. So look, y'all, I'm just going to be the one to just put the plain stats out here, and we're just going to compare it to Shedeur and his peers that played that week, and then let's see if it matches how they discuss it. In most cases, it will not. They're saying Shedeur has the slowest time to throw. Yeah, because nobody's open. I don't understand why that's such an important metric. Because how they're trying to use the Detroit Gemini, and also they're doing something else. They're doing something messed up. I said it last week with the stats I put out. They are using cumulative stats with Shedeur instead of going week to week. So they're saying, oh, he got the slowest time to throw, and they're losing every snap because then it doesn't take in his growth week to week. It won't fit the narrative. If you go week to week on his stats, it'll prove that he is getting quicker with his time to throw. It doesn't match the narrative. Also, y'all was here. Musgrave talked about it. He doesn't like it. It doesn't tell the story. Coach Prime is having a big influence on coaches all over the country with his sayings, keeping receipts, keeping the main thing the main thing. That's a fact. A different level of influence. A different level of influence. So I agree with you. Tony Rizzo reported Shedeur was the longest today, and he's using a cumulative stat. That's what he's doing. He's not going week to week. That's the shady part of the stuff that they're doing. Let's go to the next one, y'all. Turnover worthy plays. Now, this one is interesting. Nobody is saying a word about how Bo Nix played this week. 10% of Bo Nix throws were turnover worthy. He had 0 interceptions. Shedeur, 9.5% of his throws turnover worthy. He had 3 interceptions. Brady Cook, 7.3% of his throws. He had 3 interceptions. Marcus Mariota, 7.1, 0 interceptions. Matthew Stafford, 6.8, he had 1 interception. They're not being honest when they speak on these things. Turnover worthy throw, everybody understands what that is. But Bo Nix had the highest percentage of his throws with no interceptions. That's why when these people just go read the stats don't tell the story if you didn't watch the game. The stats don't really tell the story. They don't tell the story. Big time throws. Y'all don't hear them talking about big time throws. You know why they don't talk about big time throws? Because it's a positive for Shedeur. Nobody, when I say it's stuff that Shedeur is doing, where I'm impressed and I'm excited every week he's on the list of the highest big-time throws. How many times have y'all heard anybody who ever uses PFF stats talk about big-time throws? It doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't fit the narrative. Let's keep it going. Now, this is a sneaky one. This one is small, so I got this released on the Patreon so y'all can see it. Jason Lloyd pulled this stat out, and he did something very nasty. This is EPA. Let me make this full screen to see if it'll look better for y'all. Let me make this full screen. Let me make it full screen for y'all. Let's see. Transform. Keith Hunt said, I got something to say. Let's get to it. Let me pause this. Let's pause this. Whoops, wrong button. Jersey in the building. Keith Hunt got something to say.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Keith Hunt says 12 is better than 2025 and the 2026 class. I wish I had some of those old school DJ Clue bombs. I need some of those DJ Clue bombs. I got to add that when y'all are just dropping these facts. He is better. He is better, period. When you talk about these guys' stats, the guy that won the Heisman doesn't have better stats than Shedeur. The guys that are in the Heisman running don't have better stats than Shedeur. Played on all around better teams than Shedeur. And still don't have the stats that he has. Still don't have the stats that he has, y'all. So when you look at these things and you break these things down, remember how cocky they were when they said this was a bad draft class in 2025? This is such a poor class. Poor class. 2026 is going to be way better. Fernando Mendoza, Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Aller, Carson Beck, Lenore Sellers, Arch Manning. Guess how many of those guys not even coming to the NFL? The underclassmen are at least not coming. And then the guys who got to leave college now, the Garrett Nussmeiers, the Drew Allers, the Carson Becks, the Cade Klubniks, they're gonna be mid to late round picks, y'all. Those were the guys they told us was better than Shedeur. Now they're gonna be drafted probably behind Shedeur. And they were better? Come on, man. Hey, they need to get some help, y'all.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help because we're not falling for it. We are not falling for it, y'all. We ain't falling for it. Shout out to Keith Hunt, Jersey in the building. I agree with you. I appreciate you for all your support. All your support. I appreciate you. All right, let's take this down. Let me get this last stat. This is Jason Lloyd playing. He's using dirty tricks with his stats. I'm going to draw in here real quick, and then I'm going to get to y'all comments because I want y'all to see what Jason Lloyd is doing. It's messed up. Let me get this here. It's messed up what Jason Lloyd is doing. So we have Shedeur and Dylan right here. They're right here. This is EPA. This is EPA. So Jason Lloyd is saying their EPA is about the same, negative 3.8. EPA is a stat they only use when it makes sense. This is what Jason Lloyd is doing. Man, they're the same. They're the same. But he waited. Look right here. This is the change that Shedeur's EPA had. Shedeur's EPA dropped by 0.69. That's what made it similar. So when Shedeur's EPA was higher, Jason Lloyd never mentioned EPA. He never mentioned it. And also, he's using, again, what I keep telling y'all, cumulative. He's not going game to game EPA. He's using cumulative. And that is how they're not being honest with the stats that they're showing people. That's dirty work, y'all. That's dirty work. That's dirty work. That's why people call out people like Jason Lloyd. It's dirty work. It's dirty work. It's nasty work. Let me get to y'all comments. Every Wednesday, I'm going to give you all the stats, and I'm going to break it down with how Shedeur compares to other people who are playing with him and not do it based on how they're doing it because they're being dishonest. They're being dishonest. QB needs like 80 starts to be successful in the NFL. That is from high school and college. Those who get to the NFL without having started and gotten all of those snaps are just talented projects. Tool man, talk to him. It's a video showing number 68 for Cleveland Browns not really blocking for Shedeur. If you tell me what the play is, I can break it down just off memory because I have it on my Patreon. There is a time where Cedric Tillman blocks in and tries to go around and he knocks a guy off balance and that guy goes around 68 where Cedric Tillman messes up the play. So just tell me the play because I watched the film. I know it off the top of my head. Cam Robinson is not the best tackle, but the Browns are doing things where they don't know who they're responsible for and it is messing up their blocking schemes. Nobody is blocking. They are hugging. What Drake say? Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Charbet, you know what it is. So just, Jackie, just let me know what the play is and I can break it down for you. I can tell you. Even Dylan, like 90% was turnover worthy and easily could have led the league of turnovers, but made it like 3 games before the dam broke. Tool man, that's it. So they're not being honest. Zedric, you see it. They're not being honest. They're not talking about these things. They're not talking about them. That Pittsburgh game would have had Dylan out of here. Watching the game, there were 6 drop picks. That's a fact. That's a fact. Is Shedeur the fall guy for the other quarterbacks that are bad? He is. All these people need to give Shedeur whatever car he wants, whatever watch he wants, because he's been a shield for all of the people who are playing trash this year that people don't want to talk about. All of them. And I'm talking about from veterans all the way down to rookies. He's been a shield. Yep, that's why the narrative is changing and they won't be taking a QB. They know Shedeur is better and he is cheap. Detroit Gemini. You get into it right there. You get into it right there. He is cheap. The Browns cap situation, they're in a bad spot. Just like Deshaun Watson. Remember, I said, my way out projection is Shedeur's a starter, Deshaun Watson number 2, they keep Dylan Gabriel. And I know some people were against keeping Dylan Gabriel as the number 3, but I was like, basically, it's financial. It's financial. So once you look at the financial side of the Cleveland Browns, some of these things that they want the Browns to do cannot happen because it can't happen due to cap. So you're right on it. You are on it. Charmaine, stand strong. She ain't changing. No to Mendoza. No Mendoza. Young, talented player only costing you $1 million a year. Who wouldn't want to cultivate that? Zedric, talk to him. Talk to him. D, I think there is some funny business with Dylan's stats. I know he was sacked 5 or more times in the Patriots game. Now they're reporting he was only sacked 1 time in that game. How can that be? Hold on. Who's saying that? Let's pull it up. All right, let's go ESPN first. Let's look up ESPN first. I think Dylan Gabriel has 18 sacks on the year, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. Let's search it out. Let's see. What they talking about? There's no way. Yeah, I think he's been sacked 18 times. The last time I looked on Next Gen Stats. Let's see. Let's look at his splits. Let's look at his game log. All right, so I'm looking at his game log. Minnesota, he was sacked twice. He was sacked 6 times versus Pittsburgh. That's 8. He was sacked 2 times versus Miami. That's 10. 1 time versus New England. That's 11. 6 times versus the Jet. That's 17. 1 time against Baltimore before leaving due to injury. That's 18. Yeah, he been sacked 18 times on the year. 18 times. I remember that. Shedeur is the blowback for Deion hate. The better Shedeur plays, the more it's obvious it has never been about football, but they want to make money off his name. That's a fact. The smartest thing to do is the people who want to make money off of Shedeur's name, the people who want to make money off Shedeur's name, let them be where they are. Don't respond to their stuff. Don't watch their stuff. Let them be where they are. Let them be where they are. That's why every week I'm eliminating somebody that we can't keep talking about because it doesn't make sense to talk about them because they're not having honest conversations. D, when you get a chance, go back and compare all of Shedeur stats against all of the Mannings, Peyton, Eli, and Arch, high school and college, and people will understand who Shedeur has been. That's a good one. When y'all give me good ideas, I got to write it down. I'm old school. It's in my notepad on the computer, but let me write that down. I like that. That's definitely a very good topic for the off season. All right, let me get to it. Bear with me, y'all. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose this idea. So let me copy it right here. Let me copy this real quick. Stop. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I appreciate that. That's a good one. That is a good that's a good off-season one. And I turned my camera off. Turn my camera back on. There we go. I'm back. All right, I had to copy and paste that. All right. How can Shedeur have better numbers than Mendoza, but Mendoza is supposed to play better in the NFL? It don't make sense. But they loaded him up with awards. They did. I told y'all. I said the difference is one of these quarterbacks is going to win a lot of awards, and they're going to use that to be the reason why they say he's better than said player. That's what they're going to use. I saw that one coming. They got a new college rule coming out. If you didn't wear a shirt, you will get a 5th year. They got a new college rule coming out. If you didn't register, you'll get a 5th year. Man, these college record books is going to be all over the place. Nah, DG, Charmaine ain't letting up. D, this is such a mess. Personally, I'll be glad when Shedeur can leave the Browns plantation. Fans beyond Cleveland are exhausted. I cannot imagine how Shedeur feels, but he is our hero for sure. He's handling it all in stride. So as long as he's handling it, I'm right there with him. As long as he's handling this thing in stride, I'm right there with him. Y'all. All right, that's my stats. So I just wanted to show y'all how they try to use the stats. I'm not for QBs tackling at all. Could get hurt for life. Nia, that's a fact. Baker Mayfield did that. Baker Mayfield threw an interception. He was the quarterback that went to go try to tackle somebody, and he messed up his shoulder, and it messed up the whole 2021 season for the Browns. Since then, I'm not a fan of a quarterback trying to go tackle somebody, dive at their feet, try to clip them, try to trip them, but trying to go tackle somebody, no way, no how. Why would we put all this protection in place for the quarterback only for them to go out there and try to tackle somebody? It don't even make sense. So just with Chase trying to use that as something, I couldn't go for it. All right, now y'all got the stats. Now let's get to the videos. Y'all. Let's get to it. Here we go. Let's get to it.
It was a little eccentric. That interview after the Ohio State game it got me a little bit. It was a little too much. It was a little too passionate at the time. I thought it didn't sit well with me.
Let me ask you: are you as a foot?
So he was saying that he doesn't. Remember, I was telling y'all Fernando Mendoza is quirky. I was like, I don't think that's gonna fly in the NFL locker room. This is Lance Rising saying he can't rock with it. He don't like the quirkiness about Fernando Mendoza. I think Shedeur should stay in Cleveland. I want to see what he do here. Yeah, I think he got a good opportunity to do some special things here in Cleveland. Special things. Dart did that, and he had 6 concussions this season out of 9 games. That's a fact. Keep getting hurt. Shedeur was built for this. They did the same thing to his dad. Knows what's up. That's a fact. Jaden Daniels just got hurt again chasing an interception. That's a fact. Do you think Shedeur should stay in Cleveland his whole career? I wouldn't speak his whole career right now. I would say early on in his career, this is a good spot if they do things right. I think this is a good spot if they do things right. Get a coach that wants to work with him. Get a coach that sees his strengths and start building around him. I think it's good. But career is hard to say. It's hard to say career because in 5 years the Browns might still be a mess. And I'll be like, get up out of there. So it's hard to say career. And none of those guys have to throw to Jerry Jeudy each week. Maurice, that's a fact. When you look at the stats, they tell a different story. Not everyone can be at Pat McAfee making tackles and live to fight another day. That's to a man. So many of these quarterbacks get hurt trying to tackle people. It doesn't make sense. If the quarterback is the most important player and teams give up multiple draft picks for him, the Browns, as bad as they are, how does this make sense, y'all? Let's go down this path of logic. The Browns are so bad that a quarterback can turn it around. The right quarterback. That's one thing they say. Then they say a quarterback is so important that this year, if that quarterback, I don't believe so, but if it's Fernando Mendoza, you trade a one in 2027 and a second round pick to get Fernando Mendoza. So if a quarterback is worth you giving up 3 different early draft picks for, how could you ever say they should risk their career on tackling somebody? How does all of those things make sense? All of those things can't make sense. They cannot make sense, y'all. It doesn't add up. All Natural, what's going on? Welcome in. It's all good. Only a backup QB will say that. That is a fact. That's a fact. They are not saying run after him. They're not saying that. Run after him and go tackle somebody. No. I remember Patrick Mahomes trying to make a tackle and end up injuring Rashee Rice. It's not a normal thing. When is the last time you think Shedeur tackled somebody? When is the last time any starting quarterback who is currently starting has went and tackled somebody? It's like, come on, man. What are we doing? Like, the stuff that they try to make issues of, it makes no sense. It doesn't even follow their own logic. So it don't make sense. Way off topic. They could have had Travis and Shedeur, but yet they stuck with a drop pass. That's something they got to answer for, not upgrading the offense. I kind of didn't see them drafting Travis Hunter pre-draft because I was like, the way the Browns were moving, I didn't think they were going to draft Travis Hunter. But there's stuff they got to answer to for not upgrading the wide receiver room. Something they got to answer to.
Football guy, when you hear a grown man of 22, 23 refer to his mom as mommy on a national level, does it take you out a little bit more?
Yeah, you know what? And I try to do my best, as you both know. I try to do my best to keep it within the lines and keep it on the film. That one got me. That one got me a little bit. The mommy got me. I thought he was going to combust there for a second. It didn't do it for me.
Now, I hope it's not just me infiltrating your brain to then have you, when the time comes, to be like, I'm conditioned to almost dislike what's happening. I don't want to influence.
Can't compare Cleveland and a Patriots or Cowboys. You get what you get and play the cards you're dealt. Shedeur just needs to work and hope they build around him better than the Bengals with Burrow. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shedeur was nowhere close to the player with the ball. No way he was getting to him. It's just clickbait. It is clickbait. And also, this is the one side that they're not talking about. So if you ever played football on the defensive side of the ball, this is the downside to Shedeur becoming a tackler on that play. If Shedeur becomes a tackler, they live with Shedeur? Let's switch it up. If Shedeur becomes a tackler on that play, we're going to get to Shedeur now. If he becomes a tackler, the defense can freely hit him. So that's why it doesn't make sense. There's no way he should become an active tackler on that play because the defense can they can tee off on him.
Come my way.
What makes Josh Allen so difficult to defend and just such a tough challenge?
I think because he's a great passer and a great runner. So he's able to really do it all. So able to extend plays and run around and still keep his eyes downfield and make that throw. But also, once he does cross that line of scrimmage, he's able to run. And, he's a bigger quarterback. He lowers his head and able to make plays in that aspect. So definitely top 5 quarterback in his league and been doing a great job for them.
Along those lines, you guys are used to playing dual threat quarterbacks for a lot of in the league, and obviously you play Lamar twice a year. But is he almost like the bar for those guys? Or is it just his physique?
That was the end of it right there. If an offensive player, especially a quarterback, turns into a defender and goes to try to make a tackle, a D lineman can just level the quarterback. They can hit them. You don't want to put your quarterback in that situation, especially not a franchise quarterback. Backups talking like starters, I hate it because they don't know what they're talking about. I cannot stand it when they do that. Can't stand it. Do QBs tackle? Rarely. They usually try to get out of it. They usually try to get out of tackling. Did we miss him? Normally he goes first. Let's see. I thought he would have went first too, but to me, I think Denzel Ward went first. Yeah, I think Denzel Ward went first because this is right from the Browns and they're live now. So maybe he's going second. Maybe Denzel Ward was like, "No, Rook, I'm going first." But I got it live right now. 12 could do special things in any city that goes. 12 is the talent. That boy is a prodigy, and all these they gonna learn sooner or later. That's a fact, Brandon. Chase showed when he was in college and he knocked a player into the sideline is proof he was being ridiculous. Bench players talking like starters. I hate it. Fans have not witnessed Shedeur's level of maturity in class when he has the opportunity to speak. This alone will cause this younger player to be known as legendary. That's a fact. Because I'm hearing talk of Burrows going to Rams or retiring because they cheap on the O-line. Yeah, too, man. The Bengals just are kind of messing that up. If they would have drafted Travis and Shedeur, then Tank, the Browns would definitely be scorned. Too much talent wasted. I agree. Key Mathis, they would have been going at him. Bengals better than 26 on the O-line since Burrow. Yeah, they haven't got the O-line right. They haven't got the O-line right. Aditi had never to gloat that they made a good decision not to draft Travis because he got hurt. She is awful. They have such a poverty mentality. Yeah, I can't. Aditi is on that list. Where it's no point in me responding to stuff she says because she just on that list, y'all. She don't know what she's talking about. It's exactly how Jaden was hurt again and got knocked out for the rest of the season. Shedeur is smart and he is going to protect himself. His dad taught him that. That's a fact. Exactly, D. He was getting hit enough already. Now you're in an open field without QB protections. All you got to do is just have a basic level of understanding of football to show how these guys are not being honest in their conversations. Denzel Ward always go first. Hope he plays this week. Shedeur was getting hit while dropping down to Bond. That's a fact. So you don't add to that and take unnecessary hits. How do we tell Jackson Dart stop taking unnecessary hits only to tell Shedeur to go take unnecessary hits? It don't make sense, y'all. It don't make sense. It don't add up. It makes zero sense. So it's just these are the situations where people don't have a baseline for how they speak on things. How did Aditi get her job? These writers and reporters, the media space is messed up right now because people who didn't play the game, they just talk to other people who played the game or who coach, and they take that as their own knowledge, so they are here. If you look at it, most of the people in Cleveland media who say the most egregious things, what are they? They either are writers or reporters, journalists. They are not analysts, and they're being asked questions where they're supposed to analyze and they don't have a clue. So that's the Mary Kay, Tony Grossi, Rizzo, Aditi, Jason Lloyd, Adam the Bull, Jay Crawford. All I got to do is just keep going. They don't have a good enough understanding of the game to analyze the game. They're just there. My way out take is maybe in 5 to 7 years, they will deem them unnecessary. Like this press conference is happening. If it doesn't benefit the NFL in a certain way, and if companies don't make enough money off paying people to just go ask questions, my way out there take is we might see this position eliminated. And they might do like how corporations do on their quarterly earnings, where you go in, you register, and you ask your questions, and the questions they get asked the most, they will use those questions and then respond to it. Because what's the benefit? If you could do this on Zoom, how long are companies going to continue to pay for Mary Kay to go up there and ask Kevin Stefanski, are you worried about losing your job? What's the return on value with that? What's the return on investment? What do you get back from it? So what's the return? What's the return? So I think my way out there take is they won't be around in 7 years because they don't analyze the game because they don't understand it. They are microphones for speaking for other people. And now you have athletes who have taken control of their own narrative. So when it comes down to it, are you going to believe an athlete telling their story out their own mouth? Or are you going to believe somebody with secondhand knowledge talking to somebody? Which one are you going to believe? So I think they're going to be gone. There is no other quarterback in the league that's tackling anybody. Brandon, talk to him. Shedeur is the best pure passer in this generation of QBs, and if he stays healthy, he's going to be special. He has always taken a harder route because he would have had Heisman for an LSU or other team. That's a fact. Aditi big mouth. Yeah, Aditi be tripping. I don't know what she be talking about, so I don't even listen to her no more. I want Shedeur to come up here to the New York Jets, please. Ms. Brown, you know we love you and we support you and we appreciate you. But but nah. The Jets and the Browns, they real similar. They're real similar. So one more blue tent visit, and I need to talk with Dart's mom. I already knew Panor is not having it with Shedeur. That's a fact. That is a fact. Shanithia, I'm right there with you. Sis, I am sorry, but no, that's a fact. Pilar will be in the owner's office ASAP, like knocking on the door. Hey, we need to talk. Dart trying to be a track star. Yeah, I don't know what Dart trying to be, but it's gonna be a short career if he keep playing this way. He has to clean it up. He got to clean it up. He got to. We're gonna get it live when Shedeur comes on. I got it there. We'll get the sound out. Shout out to Asante for going and tapping into the Patreon. Yeah, you can go to Patreon and you can do the free version of Patreon to see if you enjoy what I do over there. If you say, hey, I just want the film breakdowns, that's cool. The film breakdowns, they're there. It's some extra stuff I do. If you want to take your support to the next level with Patreon, if you want more access and your voice to be heard, that's when you can go to a paid level with the super supporter or the all access. That's what you can do. But I'm not forcing you to. It's just your choice, but go check it out. But my film breakdowns are definitely there. The different levels, super supporter, you can send in video clips that you want me to react to, that you think make sense. You also get to DM me, so you get direct access to me over there. If you're all access crew, man, we got what's taking so long for Shedeur? What's taking so long? Dart has a hard head and seems to be stubborn. I agree. Do y'all want to see Jerry Jeudy? Y'all want to hear Jerry Jeudy, his press conference? She's already 2 steps away with that Wildcat. Yeah, she's tripping. Dart trying to be a QB and a running back. He better chill, though. He can be good. When I noticed when all these quarterbacks in college started doing bad, their rushing attempts went up. When Cade Klubnik ran the ball 17 times and they started using Arch Manning as a running back, I was like, I want a quarterback. I don't want a running back. These quarterbacks have not seen enough football, so they're just using them as running backs, and I couldn't go for it. Miss Sparks says no. B says yes. C. Anderson says yes. All right. Spiritual War says yes. Let's hear what he got to say. Let's see what he talk about.
What could you have done differently to secure that ball better?
What can I have done? I probably, from looking at it, I probably would have said probably like slow played it a little bit instead of like trying to jump into it. Probably like slow play, I guess, lay hands it. That's the only thing I really think of.
Sure, you mentioned that teams are disguising looks like the Bears did that. So like covers or whatever, and they drop into like how does it make it harder in the passing game, or maybe even as a wide receiver when they show one thing pre-snap and then they drop it to a completely different thing post-snap?
You know, sometimes our route change based off looks. You know, just being able to see those looks during the snap, and also having the quarterback see what you see during the snap too as well. You know, so that's the biggest thing. Just pre-snap, see the look, see the coverage, and after the snap, you just got to adjust your route depending on what cover they play.
How do you process what you're seeing what you see from them after the snap, and then how do you adjust your route midstream?
Some routes you adjust, not all of it, not every rep you adjust it. So depending on the route I got, or it just depends on like the coverage, the technique, and the route I have. So it's kind of a hard question to really answer without having a specific detail on that.
One of those things where you just need like time, and like we talk about getting time with Shedeur, like one of those things where like as you get more film on, just kind of get a feel for what each other is looking at and what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I probably won't say time, just more film and understanding what they're trying to get to overall. I think that's the biggest thing really. I don't think that's really a timing thing. It's just more understanding like they showing the cover one look, but they jump the cover two whole time. But there's little things like that.
Is the timing and the chemistry between a quarterback and the receivers, is that something that you really can't replicate it too much in practice? Does it sort of have to be learning on the fly each week? You guys hope to get better, but I mean, does it have to be sort of heat of the moment?
Getting on time with the quarterback, I feel like it's an everyday thing. It's always something new, always things that you need to adjust throughout the week, depending who we're playing and who we're going against. So, having that communication and having that understanding with your quarterback is going to be a lot helpful. So, it changed throughout the week. It's constantly talking, constantly communicating, and constantly understanding what we want to get.
Kind of along those lines, how important is it to get like real game reps then, that you guys can sit down and watch on film and say, look, I was thinking this here. You know, you can kind of actually see it in a real game and show Shedeur what you're thinking in a certain situation.
There's just constant communication throughout the media room, throughout practice, and you know, just constantly communicating, constantly trying to pick each other's brain and seeing what we see out there, and just, you know, just learn from there. You know, that's all you could really do, basically, for real.
Jerry, looking at this season, I mean, the division has obviously been so close, and the AFC is close in general. Like the Chiefs already got eliminated this past week. Like, does that add some frustration for you guys that like the wins haven't been able to come and things are just kind of shifting and so wide open week to week?
Of course, it's always frustrating not being able to win games. You know, we come here throughout the off season and throughout the week just to prepare for Sunday to put our best foot forward and win games. You know, when that's not happening, it gets frustrating. So you know, nobody wants to lose. So. Yeah.
What can you do to help Shedeur, coming off the game that he had, his first game so far? What can you do as a veteran to kind of also help him boost up and bounce back?
You know, just tell him, you know, one game don't define who you are. You know, just it's part of football. You know, just don't let that dictate how you come out here and practice and trying to get better each and every week. You know, just keep being who you are and just stay focused and keep the main thing for real.
When you see him throw those two deep balls to Isaiah, and he's thrown, you know, a few since he took over the starting role, does that excite you for the ability to open up the offense and get those explosive you guys have been looking for all year?
Yeah, you know, just having the ability to take advantage of those deep shots, you know, it opened up the offense a lot more. Just having defenders not sitting on our route, you know, and not really understanding, like, and not really trying to stop the underneath and have to worry about the deep balls now, you know. So that helps the offense overall. So, you know, we just got to keep hitting on that and keep getting better at that.
Is there something you like about the way he throws that deep ball?
Oh yeah, you know, it's accurate. You know, give our receivers a chance to make a play on it.
I mean, the Bills, I think, are number 2 in pass defense. What are you seeing from their pass defense as you go through this game?
Just like, you know, the past few teams we played, you know, they do a good job disguising. Play a bunch of different coverages. You know, so that's what they're good at right now.
Jerry, we talked so much about patience with a rookie quarterback, and sometimes that can be hard. Does that kind of apply to you guys too, sometimes as receivers, to be really patient with a guy that's maybe got to learn on the job like Shedeur is?
Yeah, of course. You know, this is first year in the league. You know, this his third game in the league. You know, so it's all about having the experience. You know, knowing a young guy that just got into the league, don't really got that much experience under his belt. You know, so you trying to do your best to really, you know, guide him in the right way and just help him throughout the whole process and everything like that, you know, so, yeah.
And I think Kevin said that Cedric Tillman should be able to play more this week. I think he only had like 7 snaps last week. Yeah. How much will that help you guys as a passing game and as a receiving for having him back out there, too?
It's going to help us a lot, you know. Cedric, a big receiver, you know, that do a tremendous job for us in the run game and test to catch his role and making plays for us in the middle of the field, you know. So having him back out there, you know, fully healthy and ready to, you know, play a lot more going to help us a lot. Thank you.
So a couple takeaways from that. I agree with Cedric. That's the most questions he's answered since Shedeur been a starter. That's a fact. This is the most he's been asked football questions. Early on, it was about football. Then it kind of went sideways there. But it shows you their limited understanding of football because early on, they just kept saying timing. So, excuse me. Every question they asked was about timing. Oh, timing this, timing that, timing this, timing that. Because they don't really know the understanding of it. And he was explaining it's not all timing. He was actually saying in his way what Shedeur said a couple weeks ago. Shedeur said, I got to trust that the receiver is going to be where they're supposed to be. When they go through different routes, they got to be on the same page. And that's the difference. So he did say something good there. He said one thing that I'm okay with.
Well.
I'll tell you after Shedeur.
I just got to play better. Yeah, I just can't make those costly turnovers, and have the expectation to win.
How do you avoid the desire to maybe try to press and get back in the game when you guys have time? Can you do anything to not do that?
Just stay focused.
Shedeur, on the second deep ball to Isaiah, it looked like when he was motioning, you kind of said something to him. Did you change his route at that moment, or?
You funny, bro. You funny. All right.
I mean, as a whole, just like how confident are you, or what was that process like? Like seeing stuff on the field and making those checks, and
Yeah.
just being able to communicate.
Y'all see that laugh? He said you can't expose my secrets.
It's exciting knowing that the mental side and the progress is there, being able to see what they're doing and have an understanding, and mismatches and trying to get to those, earlier on.
Shedeur, are teams baiting you into making mistakes because you're a rookie, or when you look at the film, do you see anything like that?
I think people do that to all quarterbacks. I think that's what defense is.
Are you finding a personal balance between building off of the things that you're succeeding in and some of those deep passes that make you feel a little confident, and then also looking at the film and doing what you said, trying to play better?
I just got to get more completions. I got to get more completions. And even whenever we're down or anything, I can't press. I just got to remain having those mental notes to myself, just work within the game and just keep driving the ball, get first downs.
What do you think the difference is? You were the best at completing passes in Colorado, 70% plus. Is it just the difference in competition here and the defense is more sophisticated? Or what do you count for your completion percentage?
I think I got to complete the ball more, honestly. There's no excuse when it comes to that.
When you talk about building trust with the guys, is that an area where it can go kind of up and down through the season, where 1 week feels better, like you guys are on the same page, but it could dip the next week? Like, is it always going to be a work in progress?
No, it's always going to be a work in progress. It's relationships. All relationships ain't always the best, but you still stick together through everything. So just because 1 week, we're well connected, and the next week we're a bit off, that don't mean that we didn't have progress. It's a lot of things in that game that there's positive things that we could take from that. When it comes to trust, when it comes to different things, learning abilities, and just different things that different tasks take forward, like when the game happens. So every moment, every rep, everything is extremely important on building our connection.
What's the great equalizer for teams when they bring the pressure? It seems to be like that's the game plan defensively against you. Like last week, Chicago, I think, came in like pressure maybe 30% of the time, and they dialed it up for you. So, like, as a quarterback, how do you neutralize that?
Well, I'm just excited that I'm able to get everybody's best. I'm excited about that. That makes me feel proud. That I have that. I'm just getting in the league and my feet settled and everything. So I get excited. Knowing I'm able to face those challenges, because you gotta understand this year right here, this the worst it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this the foundation. This is where I'm building from. This is where I'm understanding different things. This is where everything's translating for me. So I'm excited about it. I'm extremely excited about it, because I know we're gonna get them. I know we're gonna get them eventually.
Josh Allen somebody that you have admired over the years? What do you like about his game, and what are some things about his game that maybe you have tried to emulate?
Yeah, Josh Allen, he's a great player. He's really good.
Shedeur, what would be a satisfactory completion percentage for you in the NFL?
You can't. I'm not really looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the wins. So that achieves everything. I talked to Jameis like a couple weeks ago, and then he went crazy. He threw for some crazy yards, but he was like, "Nah, bro. Like, the most important thing is the wins, you know, and having that guidance, having that knowledge, you know, from a vet like him, it truly like helped me understand, you know, a little bit more, you know. I always knew, of course, winning, and that's the final goal. That's what everybody's in this league to do. So, you know, you just got to focus on that. And the more plays you stack, the more completions you rack up, the better chance you have at winning. So, have I been playing winning football lately? Nah, I don't think so. But it's something I have self-evaluated and applied to my game.
How do you know Jameis?
I just know him. I don't know.
What do you guys connect over? How do you relate to each other?
We both people. We both people. I don't. Jameis not here right now, so I don't think it's respectful, you know, to speak on his behalf in a locker room full of other great teammates and other quarterbacks that's here, you know, that's helped giving me wisdom also. But that's just a person. That's just a thing that triggered me to just speak his name because that was a conversation we had at one point.
Shedeur, when you talk about progress, so and you're hard on yourself for those interceptions, but what progress did you make in that game last week?
Kept playing. That's progress. Of course, it's not the result, you know, we want to do, and I definitely take that to heart, you know, because I understand when I play winning football and when I don't. So it's kind of like understanding that, evaluating that, and just moving forward.
When teams are playing. Talked to Jerry about just teams kind of showing you certain looks at the line of scrimmage, like a simulated blitz and then dropping into a coverage. You always talk about your self-evaluation and trying to get better each week. Just how do you feel like you've gotten better at sort of diagnosing some of those things and recognizing some of those things pre-snap?
I think as weeks go on, I mean, you gotta understand, I'm comfortable under pressure. It's just we just gotta all be together. You know, we gotta all, like, my whole career I played under pressure, externally, you know, on the field, off the field. Like, that stuff doesn't faze me. You get what I'm saying? It's just the only thing is we just gotta be able to make it translate. We all gotta be on one accord. We all gotta be, you know, more of a team, you know, when it comes to that. So, like, that it's just work in progress, you know, and I'm excited about that, you know.
What's the biggest difference you've noticed between college defense and NFL defense so far?
It's more structured.
Structured how?
Structured as in it's more organized.
How have you adjusted to that?
Great. I mean, I recognize, I see what they're doing. Each and every rep, you know, is helping. Is very helpful. It's knowing what, you know, exactly I'm looking at pre-snap. But a lot of that comes with trial and error. That comes with getting reps. That comes with practicing, playing. Like, that's what it comes with. You know, mine just so happens to be in the game, so it's cool, and you know, I'm excited about it. But that's just each and every week, each and every day. You know, I feel like I get better.
Kevin said that to play more than the snaps we played last week. So, how much might it help you guys and help you have set out there?
Yeah, Sed's a great player, for sure. But whoever's on the field, whoever's not. Like, I just focus on my job, you know, and what I got to do. And I know they're going to do their job and what they got to do. So I'm excited that he's back. I'm excited that a lot of people are back this week. But I just got to focus on completing the ball.
Sure, we're going to take a couple more.
You take it 1 week at a time, but what are some of the things that you're hoping to leave on tape as the season kind of wraps up?
Wins? Yeah, that's the main thing. That's the thing that excites us all. That the chance that we get to go out there and play football.
Hey, Shedeur, Jerry was just talking about your ability to throw the deep ball, what that does for the offense and open things up. How much pride do you take in the ability to throw an accurate deep ball, like we saw Sunday?
I just feel like it's just a throw. Like, I just feel like it's a throw. I try to, anytime, you know, we throwing the ball any distance, you know, I want to complete it. And those been getting completed lately. But that don't mean that, you know, I stopped working and I stopped doing everything just because we have some type of success with it. But you got to be better, well-rounded, you know, all the way around. We can't just be a deep ball thrower. We got to be able to complete you know, the stuff when it's not there, when the deep ball not there. So that's what I'm trying to get better within my game.
Is that a little tougher for you?
No, it's not. That stuff requires more like same page. Deep balls is more like you can anticipate a little more, you know, because you know the area, you know around where they're gonna be, you know the margin of error, you know, you have for them in those reps. It's easier, you know, but you just gotta always be on the same page, and you always gotta like as soon as I like for example, in what game was it? It was a Tennessee game, like the dialogue me and Jerry have, the dialogue me and all the receivers have when it's a different type of game. Hey, get your eyes around a little quicker. You know, we're going to have to get to these spots a little faster because I may be there, but then it may have not developed fully yet. But then it's just playing on the same time, like thinking the same thing. So all that stuff comes with understanding each other, and that's just a tough thing. That's just a tough thing, you know, we dealt with.
Shedeur,
it's the last one.
Bills have one of the better pass defenses in the NFL, one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. How beneficial would it be for both you and the offense if that run game could kind of get going this week against Buffalo?
Yeah, whatever's called. Run past anything, you know. Speed option. I'm ready for it. So, whatever it takes to win, you know, I'm excited for it. And like having those challenges, going against the Bears, going against all these great teams, like I'm excited for it. You know, I never duck challenges, and I'm thankful for it because I'm able to see. You know, I'm able to see everything.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shedeur.
So there we have it, y'all. There we have it. Let me get this volume down some. I had to turn that up a lot. Their questions that the Browns reporters are asking are super low. They don't give them microphones. They just kind of yell out. And y'all heard them. They yell over each other, trying to get their questions out. Jerry Jeudy did say he needs to be more on the same page as the quarterback and them seeing the same thing. He also, the best answer that Jerry Jeudy gave was Shedeur just doesn't let one game define him. I think some of y'all might have missed the question. They asked Jerry Jeudy what is something he would say to Shedeur after his game last week, and he said, just don't let that one game define you. Don't let that one game define you. So I think that was Jerry Jeudy's best answer. Jerry Jeudy definitely looked like somebody who had a talking to from somebody because he stood there. He answered every question. He was not short. He was a little guarded. He always folds his arm once the questions start to heat up. But for the most part, Jerry Jeudy is Jerry Jeudy. Now on to Shedeur. At the beginning, when Shedeur had that big laugh that he didn't want to answer, which for good reason you don't want to answer, Daniel asked him, oh, it looks like you changed the play. You changed the route that Isaiah Bond was supposed to run there. And he just bust out laughing. And he just went to something different. Because that's not the type of stuff you want to put out there. You know, then people go back, they look at the hand signals, or they look at, you know, whatever is happening in that moment. And you just don't want that out there. So, you don't want that out there. Y'all are right on all y'all stuff. They don't ask a lot of football questions. They ask him, how do you know Jameis? What are we doing? Mary Kay is trying to get him to say something positive about the other quarterback when he's going against the defense. That don't make sense. Then they bring up the defensive rankings like he is calling the game himself. That don't make sense. Then they ask, they're so stuck on this timing thing. It's so many factors at play. It's so many factors at play. So they just get caught up on one word that they learned the last 2 weeks, and they ask every person about timing because that's the only thing they think that matters. And it's not just timing. It's seeing the same thing at the same time. It's how fast you got to get to the spots you're supposed to be at. It's so many different things. So just, I would say 75% of the questions have nothing to do with realistic football that are in the control of a quarterback, and y'all see that as they ask more questions. Y'all see that as they ask more questions. Yeah, Detroit Gemini, I'm definitely not on. I'm not back on the train with him. I just give him a little bit of grace because that was the best question. That was the best response I heard from him today. So I'll say that. Shedeur can handle the blitz when it's a blitz. So when it's a blitz and there's man coverage behind it, Shedeur can tear that apart. When it's regular man coverage, Shedeur can tear that apart. So cover one. That's what teams used to do to the Browns. So early in the year, y'all remember me talking a lot about cover one. I said these teams are running cover one against the Browns, and that's what's giving the Browns trouble. Shedeur can pick that apart. So teams aren't running cover one as much. They're going to more cover zero, and when they show cover one, they're rotating out to either cover four, cover three. So that's what they are doing. So when Zedric is saying they need more zone beaters, every type of zone that you're in, there is a place for you to beat that zone. There's a place for you to beat it. So let me do something real quick. Let me pull this up real quick for y'all. Because I think this is a good good conversation. Good conversation. So let me do this. Let's go. I would say the coverages that probably gave Shedeur the most trouble this week were, let's see, cover four when they rotated into cover four. And I just want to show y'all some images. All right, here we go. This is a good one. Whoops. I'm going to take a picture and then I'm going to add this to the screen for y'all. So just give me a second. Or actually, they got a whole breakdown. This is even better. Okay, let's do it. Whoa. All right, let's get to it. I got it on the screen for y'all. We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Where we at? What's tab? It should be this tab. Let's take this down. Marie, what is going on? What's going on, Marie?
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Welcome in, Marie. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day. All right, let's get this. Marie, I don't think you were here, but somebody was saying how much they like the you about to lose your job. And I was like, they got to give Marie her props. Marie is the one who told me to get that. Okay, so yeah, they don't really know much about football, so their questions are kind of weird. But this is what it is. So this is a coverage that Shedeur was seeing a lot. And on the film, I kept showing y'all it was so many people in the box. So this linebacker that has responsibility here in this purple zone, they would walk down. This linebacker would be here. Let me do that a little bit better. This linebacker would be here. This linebacker would be here. So that would give them, let's count it up. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And sometimes this linebacker would be here, which will give 7. So they're showing pressure. They're showing pressure up front. So when they were showing this pressure, they're thinking this could potentially be man, but they're switching it to a zone and everybody is dropping out behind it. So you're looking for where can I beat this? You can beat this if you can get inside certain holes on the zone. That's how you beat a zone. That's how you beat it. So that's what Zedric is referring to when he's saying he needs zone beaters. So cover 3 and cover 4 are usually the zones that they run to, that they go to when they're showing that pressure and they bail out and they show simulated pressure. So that's where I said Shedeur needs to work and just finding where you can attack the zone. So usually, since these guys have responsibilities that they have to get to, like if this linebacker walks down, but he has to cover the flat here. As soon as the ball is snapped, you're just going to see him take off and run to that zone. The same way with this linebacker. If he's here, you're going to see him take off and run to that zone. These linebackers, same thing. They're going to take off and run to their coverage. So you can beat them when they're going to get to that coverage. When they're running to their responsibility, that's when you can beat them. And you can usually do that with quick passes and just timing things different. So that's what Zedrick was talking about when he was saying zone beaters. You need zone beaters. That was a good little quick example there. Let's see what we got on the docket. I think we got some more. We at the 2-hour mark.
My focus, our football team's focus.
We're at the 2-hour mark, but we got a little bit more time. So since we got more time, there's a couple more things we're gonna get to. Shanithia sent me this on Patreon. She sent me Patreon or TikTok. I can't remember. I think it was Patreon. And I said nobody is defending Kevin Stefanski anymore. So this is an example of the Kevin Stefanski Defense Force. They have shut down operation. They have moved off of Operation Defend Kevin Stefanski. They moved off of it. They are not doing it anymore. They said, we can't fight this war. It's a losing battle. It's a losing battle. So here we go. Let's let it play.
Is solely on the Buffalo Bills, and obviously watching the tape today, that's our focus, but that's all we really care about.
So who has more at stake, Canty? Is it Shedeur Sanders? Because we know he gets the rest of the season to audition effectively for his job. Or is it Kevin Stefanski, who might be out of his job soon?
Well, Courtney, I'm going to say it's Shedeur Sanders. Kevin Stefanski is a 2-time NFL Coach of the Year, and even though he hasn't covered himself in glory this season, if he gets clipped in Cleveland, he'll have another job. Likely this hiring cycle with all of the expected openings that we anticipate at the end of the regular season. With Shedeur Sanders, I don't know that he will have a better opportunity. I don't know that he will have a longer runway to prove that he belongs in terms of.
It's all good, Marie. We just happy to have you. we just happy to have you. Happy to have you here. It's all good.
Being a starting quarterback in this league. Now, the irony of that is,
this is the part I don't agree with. A lot of people keep repeating this, and I just don't understand it. They're saying Shedeur will probably not have another opportunity in this league. And if you show a little bit of promise with so many teams needing a quarterback, you're going to get an opportunity. If it was so much good talent in the NFL, Phillip Rivers would not be playing right now for the Colts if it was just so much talent available out there. So this is one where I disagree with people from the very beginning. From the very beginning, I look at it and say, Shedeur would not just be out the league. And the people that say that, I just don't understand the basis of where they're coming from when they say, oh, he would just be out the league. How would he just be out the league? How? They got Phillip Rivers, who hasn't played in 5 years. Phillip Rivers haven't played in 5 years. And they brought him in, and he's starting. And that's the best that they can find. And you telling me that Shedeur will be out the league after this year? At 23 years old? Come on. It'll make no sense. No sense. I'm always going to push back on this. This makes no sense to me. They watch the NFL do these things and keep getting all these vets and keep these guys in the league way longer. Joe Flacco's still getting jobs and all these old guys. Aaron Rodgers still in the league. They watch all these old guys play, and then they go and say a young quarterback who showed promise would just be out the league. And I look at it and I'm like, how do you get to that? The 50-year-olds wouldn't be playing if it was all these good young quarterbacks. I don't get it. That makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Chris Canty has been usually clear when he's been talking about this, but to take that take, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. So this was, when I heard him saying this, I was like, that's odd, but okay. The worst offensive scheme in the NFL, Maurice, I agree with you there. I'm surprised he took that position. I guess because Stephen A. and the other guy wasn't going to have that take, then someone had to say it as ESPN. I agree. That's the only thing I can figure out. Old guys, when there are young guys riding benches, that's a fact. Kid with heart, guts, and ability will get his work in. I agree. That's why Kevin is trying to sabotage Shedeur so he looks bad enough that they can justify not giving another job somewhere else. Yeah, he could try. But Canty is just I don't understand. I agree with you, CO 7111. Chris Canty is better than that. And maybe it is like Maria saying that they gotta have opposing views. But then if you gotta have opposing views, then how are we getting an honest conversation from you if somebody has to be on the other side? If I hear one more time about the you get one shot mentality, we need to stop this narrative. I am so shocked by Canty on this take. I thought he was reading a teleprompter at first. Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, I couldn't even get through it. Like I watched it when Shanithia sent it to me, and I was like, oh, this would be good for the show. But then, like, when I went to show which spot it was going to be, I was like, how did he get here? How did he get here? All these teams need quarterbacks. It's 2 quarterbacks coming out that they probably want. They want Mendoza and maybe Dante Moore, and that's it. It's so many teams that need quarterbacks. Shanithia, do we need to talk about Johnny again? Little Johnny owns 7 NFL teams. All 7 of the teams he owns need a quarterback. There are 2 quarterbacks coming out in the draft this year. How many of Little Johnny's teams will not have a quarterback? 5 of them. And you telling me Shedeur gonna be out the league? This don't make no sense to me. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But let me get off my high horse. Y'all know how I feel on this. Y'all feel the same way. So let me keep it moving to get to Stephen A on this. It's a weird day when Stephen A is the voice of reason, y'all. It's a weird day.
Cleveland's commitment to their head coach could hinge on how committed they are to Shedeur Sanders and how committed they are
He might be reading the teleprompter. Even his cadence is a little off. Now that I'm listening to this at regular speed, his cadence is even a little off. But Chris Canty, even you get the same treatment.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Stay on that side. Make sure you stay on that side, Chris Canty. Don't switch up. You switched up now. Stay on that side. He might be reading the teleprompter, y'all, because his speech pattern is too slow.
Not drafting a quarterback at the top of the 2026 draft where they have 2 first-round draft picks, because here's the deal. If you're thinking about drafting a quarterback with the first-round pick, you want to put him on the same timeline as the head coach. You don't want to have the head coach on the hot seat when you're drafting a quarterback in the first round. Right. Ask the New York Giants how that's working out. So I will say this.
I got you, Shanithia.
Shedeur Sanders has more at stake because I do believe that Kevin Stefanski will have more opportunities if it doesn't work out in Cleveland to be a head coach. I don't know that Shedeur Sanders will have more opportunities, will be given a longer runway with another team, considering how polarizing people view him as a player.
Wow, I'm a
Now look at this. Now you look at Stephen A's face. Stephen A is like, what are you even talking about? Stephen A is like, what are you talking about? He like, this don't make no sense. When Stephen A is the voice of reason, there is a problem, y'all. There is a problem. We might have to do a little Johnny series in the summer because, I mean, not in the summer, but after the season, because we need to talk about all these teams that need a quarterback. We need to talk about the financial situations of these teams and their salary cap. We need to talk about it because these guys just getting up here spewing stuff. It makes no sense. No sense at all. That's the only way, Gigi. If the NFL doesn't leak something and say Shedeur got to be out the league, I don't know what these guys are talking about. Something different about being on First Take. Cam and Canty both do that. Even Ryan Clark. Got to be something Stephen A related. It got to be because it don't make sense. Right, I thought Chris was one of the good ones, but now that I know where he stands, he can stay over there. Spiritual war exposed. Tell him.
Stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Tell him.
a bit surprised. I would have thought Stefanski. Your point is well taken, though. I didn't think about the polarization of Shedeur Sanders. What I see in Shedeur Sanders is a young player who has growing pains as you're going up. And by the way, I mean, this is Stefanski's offense. I know he's not calling the offense, but you're in charge of it, right? So things didn't go great last week, but you've seen improvement in him. If he continues to improve, if you're the Cleveland Browns and you're sitting back, unless you just absolutely love somebody, you go, hey, he's our bridge guy. We can go. They got a great young football team. Like, you look around, they got good pieces and parts. So
their draft class was really good.
Was really good. So the problem for me, I would say, was Stefanski, because very rarely do you get into a place where you'll have a quarterback you can kind of run this out and then build for next year. Stefanski, for me, it's just been underwhelming. Like, there hasn't been a lot that you could just go, and I know he's been coach of the year, but areas of this football team just have not stepped up, and Schwartz has done an insanely good job on the defense. They can't find something offensively, to me, and the whole Dylan Gabriel and managing Shedeur Sanders, that to me was just a blip. The Flacco and Kenny Pickett at the beginning was craziness. These dudes take all that and then they ship them off, and then you play them a little bit and then ship them off, and you got two kids who have never done anything. That, to me, is malpractice. Like, you literally gave them no chance to be successful, and that's the part that I take to heart. Because as a player, you and I both realize, man, your chance of success was minimal at best when you got that type of opportunity.
So how does that make sense? So at the end of it, first Jeff Saturday was taken aback by what Stefanski said. He was looking like, well, surprised you took it that way. By the end of it, he's saying Kevin Stefanski didn't put them in a position for success, and it will be hard for any player to have success in that situation. And Chris Canty is sitting there agreeing with him. So if it's all these things, roadblocks in front of Shedeur to have success, how can you then say this is going to be the reason why he out the league? Chris Canty, that doesn't match what you just said. It doesn't match. As soon as you started to agree with Jeff Saturday at the end, it didn't match what you said that whole time, Chris Canty. I don't know why these guys get on First Take and they act like this, but it needs to be studied. Do we need to put this in the framework of what Max said about First Take? Zedric, did he say it on his new podcast with Rich Paul? If so, I got to look into it. Canty is trying to get to the Giants to take Mendoza after we rip him in the comments about Shedeur. Yeah, Canty is, I don't know. Jeff Saturday at the beginning was looking like, what are you saying? When he was talking, Jeff Saturday was looking like this.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Let's get to Stephen A.
Here's the thing that I think we have to look at, guys. I'm very, very big on this. Whatever you are, whatever your signature was that got you the job, make sure you're that. Like, if D'Amico Ryan was in Houston and their defense sucked, we'd have a problem, because being the defensive coordinator in San Francisco is what got you that damn job. The same applies to Saleh in San Francisco before he took the Jets job. We got to remember, when Aaron Rodgers arrived, there were expectations for the New York Jets because their defense was something you thought you could hang your hat on because Saleh was there, okay? Before Woody Johnson came in, derailed and disrupted everything, and the Jets have been a joke ever since. What you do, what your signature is, fellas, is what I hang my hat on. So as we sit here today talking about the Cleveland Browns, right? And you just brought up Jeff Saturday, you brought up Schwartz and how he's got that defense looking, okay? We see, and we've raved at times about the Cleveland Browns defense. Am I correct, fellas? I think we've done that.
Yeah.
So the problems with their offense. What was Kevin Stefanski before he arrived in Cleveland?
Right.
He was the offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings, okay? But here we are in this year. Look at the Browns offense this year. Yards per play last, total QBR last, yards per game 30th.
I agree.
Offensive points per game 29th. That's horrid. And why is that relevant? Because it's not just Shedeur Sanders. This man, Kevin Stefanski, was it like 11 quarterbacks over the last 4 years?
Right.
Was it something like that?
Right.
I mean, are you talking about 13 quarterbacks since 2020? Damn, you can't find somebody that works.
Right.
Can't find somebody?
Right.
Somebody? I mean, Baker Mayfield looks pretty damn good without you. Okay? Yeah. You know, you see other quarterbacks, they're looking relatively decent without you. And you're looking at Kevin Stefanski, a two-time coach of the year. What's the problem? And then I'm looking at here, Shedeur Sanders, all right? So we got to look at him because we can't let him off the hook. He takes over in week 12. Since week 12, 16 points per game. Second worst scoring offense to the Las Vegas Raiders in the league. 56% completions, 23rd among 25 qualifiers. 5 interceptions, tied for most in the NFL. 76 passer rating, 23rd among 25 qualifiers. 36% success rate, 23rd among 25 qualifiers. My point is this. I could look at Shedeur Sanders, Jeff, CC, and blame them, right? My problem is, damn, Kevin Stefanski, does any quarterback work for you? Any quarterback at all?
Right.
Stephen A. Smith asking the right question. Does any quarterback work with you, Kevin Stefanski? This is where you get to the point and you say, these people can't believe what they're saying. Chris Canty, how are you agreeing with all of these things that are negative against Kevin Stefanski? He just read the teleprompter, y'all. Shanithia called it out. He just read the teleprompter. Zedric said what they should have did was had Dylan start first with Flacco as a backup. Shedeur starts after game 7-8. I agree with that. CO7111. The coach of the year get out of jail free card has expired. Talk to him. All right, I see that you sent it. I pulled it up here. Yeah, it don't make sense. Y'all know how I feel about Stephen A. I feel like he be reading stats and all this stuff. But when Stephen A is the voice of reason, y'all know we reach a different level, y'all. When Stephen A is the voice of reason, that tells you that the other people are on some complete garbage. That's what that means. That is what that means. The other people are some trash. He barely got it done in Minnesota with Favre. That's a fact. Remember, what is his name? Stephon Diggs wanted out of Minnesota because they couldn't get on the ball. That has followed Kevin Stefanski everywhere. Him not being able to work with higher talented, with him being able to work with more skilled wide receivers. That's followed him. He hasn't been able to do it in Cleveland either. So it's crazy. Producer-driven narrative. Stefanski has 0 offers coming from teams that want to win. That's a fact. If y'all want to know, when I put my stream together and I'm looking at it, I think sometimes people think that me as a content creator, I'm looking at other content creators and I'm like, I got to be better than them. In most cases, other content creators are produced by somebody else, and I need to be better than the producer. The same way this producer said, hey, y'all all can't agree. One of y'all gotta disagree. I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to deal with that. And y'all see how it turns out. It looks crazy. So that's why I stay independent, y'all. That is why. Shout out to Doggy Bone. Doggy Bone said I got something to say. Doggy Bone got something to say.
Oh my God! Wow!
For the collection plate. I appreciate you, Doggy Bone. Shout out to Orangeburg, South Carolina in the building. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you always being here. I appreciate all your support. I'm definitely going to find the exact clip about the mailman from the South Carolina State coach, and I'm going to use that as motivation on Friday. So I'm definitely going to take that. So with the motivational clips, if there's a motivational clip that you see and you're on Patreon, send it to me on Patreon. Or if you are on TikTok, you can send it to me over there as well. I want some of y'all input on the motivation as well. So salute to Doggy Bone. Salute to you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all your support. You need that Twilight Zone music? I got to find it. What is the likelihood of the Browns taking a quarterback? If you ask me, I would say the likelihood is 1%. 1% chance Tesla they take a quarterback. 1%. I don't think it's more than 1%. They have too many holes. They have too many issues, too many things they need to fix, and they got to start spending high capital on offensive talent when it comes to the offensive line and receivers. They can't keep taking the cheap way out. They're buying a refurbished TV when brand new TVs cost $150. Brand new TVs cost $150, and they are buying the refurbished versions of TVs. They got to go brand new, y'all. TVs is too cheap. You got to go brand new. You got to go brand new. So that's what they're doing. So I think it's a very low likelihood that they take a quarterback. Responding to you now, Doggy Bone, is Off the Record D. Just like it is on YouTube, Off the Record D, on all platforms. So even if you find it before, follow me. And then if your name is different, if you follow me from YouTube and you go to TikTok and you follow me over there, just if your name is not similar to what it is on YouTube, just comment on one of my posts. This is such and such from YouTube, and then I'll follow you back on TikTok as well. So check me out on all other platforms. But this don't make sense when Stephen A is the one making sense. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. Oh, that's true. When Stephen A is talking with sense, wait, what? That's a fact, Marie. That is a fact. We are playing Black Monopoly over here. The community chess card has expired. All get out of jail Coach of the Year awards. They gone. They don't matter. It don't work no more. You got to pay the tax. You got to pay the tax. That's why they haven't drafted a good wide receiver. Barry taking the blame for that, though. That's all on Barry. That's all on Barry. He definitely not going to the Titans or Giants. No way. Nah. Teams with a young quarterback that want to win, it ain't going to work. Toolman, yes. I got Twitter as well. I got Twitter also. It's the same. It is Off the Record D. It's Off the Record D over there. Yeah, it's Off the Record D over there too, Toolman. I got to get a thing for all my links. So if y'all asking about them, I could just put them right in there. I got to get something for them. But yeah, same name, Off the Record D, Toolman. It's Off the Record D. Shout out to Shanithia.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Shanithia is one of our best supporters. She is on Patreon. She always shows up. She gives me ideas for streams, for videos. I appreciate you and everything you do, Shanithia. You know that.
Oh my God! Wow!
I got money.
Little Johnny has 3 podcasts to choose from. Little Johnny doesn't know football. Little Johnny always holds his wrist up. Which Off the Record D podcast does Little Johnny pick? Talk to him. He picks the one that I do on YouTube. He picks the one that all the video clips I put out on Patreon. He just follows Off the Record D, and I'm going to show him the game. He in the right spot. Shout out to you, Shanithia. I appreciate all your support. I had to bring Lil Johnny back out for this one. I had to bring Lil Johnny back out because it makes no sense that they're talking about a good quarterback who is young is going to be out the league. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy work when they say that. Crazy work. Crazy work. I appreciate you and all your support. Thank you so much. When you find my Twitter, it's my real name. Oh, let me pull it up. Yeah. Let me pull it up. Yeah, whatever platforms y'all feel the most comfortable with, y'all follow me over there. Check me out. I'll follow you back. I'll check y'all out. All right, Tool Man, I got you. I'm gonna follow you right now. Tool Man, I just followed you back. I just followed you back right now. So I appreciate the follow. I appreciate the follow on Twitter. Yeah, I'm active out here, y'all. I'm active. So whatever platform works best for you, just follow me. I just followed you back. You should get the notification right now, too, man. You should get that right now. There are teams in NFL that want you to think there's no market for Shedeur Sanders because they want to snatch him up if he becomes available. Don't take this stuff to heart. It's just words. I'm there with you. Maurice, I just shut down the narrative right away when it happens, because these guys, they just get up here and they keep spewing the same stuff. So I just shut it down right away. I shut it down right away.
That's for how Sunday went, because
hold on. Hey,
this football team is checking out.
Everybody want to talk.
And
Hold on. Hey, calm down now. Everybody want to talk. Let's see. Do we want to go Fanta? Let's react to, I have the arena. Let's react to the arena and them speaking on Shedeur. We're going to
talk about that, but
we're going to get to the arena next. They're going to be speaking on Shedeur. Let's go, y'all. Who is floating the QB drafting narrative? If you think there's a low probability the Browns select the QB in the draft, people who don't know what they're talking about and people who don't like Shedeur. So if you don't like Shedeur, if you don't support Shedeur, the people who secretly say they don't want to cover Shedeur, it doesn't make sense. Those people don't make sense. They don't make sense. Actually, let's see. What time is it? We're about 2.5 hours in. This is what we're going to do. We're going to pivot, because as I was putting together the stream this morning, I saw something from G. Bush that was really good, and I think we should get to this. This is a couple of days ago with the arena. Let's get to a video G. Bush put out this morning, because this is too good. This is too good. So G. Bush has a membership. Y'all know I rock with G. Bush. So definitely go over there, support him. Y'all know G. Bush in the barbershop. I just changed it. Something came to me, and I want to make sure that I show y'all this. Watch the entire thing on G. Bush's channel. I believe this is a members only stream that he puts out parts of it for. So I was going to go to the arena, but something just clicked in my head, and I was thinking about something I was watching early today before I started. And I said, you know what? Everybody watch the arena. It happened a couple of days ago. Let's go to G. Bush. Make sure y'all go follow him. Most of y'all already do. And check this out. He is having a great conversation. He's having a great conversation with Darren Smith, who covers the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a couple parts in here I want y'all to hear, and then I want y'all to go watch this whole thing. I want y'all to watch this whole video, y'all. It's 48 minutes long. I'm going to pick a couple spots that I thought just Darren Smith was spitting some facts, but I want y'all to watch this whole thing. Selmo Fudge, you know what it is. Kool-Aid Mafia. Something just clicked, and I was like, I got to show this because I heard some stuff. I'm always doing two things at once. I'm putting my show together, and I got something playing in the background that I'm listening to, and I don't want to end this stream without highlighting this video that G. Bush released this morning, because this was really, really, really good. So let me go to a couple parts.
Shedeur Sanders ain't got no problem with him. As a matter of fact, they got a real good relationship.
If Jimmy Haslam had a problem with him, he wouldn't have showed up to his wedding.
There it is. Say it again. Please louder. Please louder.
So they were talking about the Deshaun Watson narrative. I got everything on super speed, y'all. Let me slow it down. I listen to everything on, oh no, that's normal. Okay. I'm making sure. I usually listen to everything on 2x speed. But this was so good, y'all. This was so good this morning that I have to highlight it, and I want y'all to go check this out. My light is kind of getting funky on me, y'all, but I want y'all to go check this out. Definitely, when y'all get the time, check out this from G. Bush. This was really, really good, y'all, with Darren Smith. It's a couple parts in here that are just so good. So good.
If Jimmy Haslam had a problem with Deshaun Watson, he would not have shown up to his wedding.
See,
in the same colors.
They tell people on themselves all the time. That goes on between your little mind and your minimum gymnastics. Let me tell you something. Listen, let me tell you something about brothers. Deshaun Watson has more to tell Shedeur Sanders about what he needs to go through than anybody else out here in that media can. Because Deshaun Watson understands what it is to not be liked. He knows what it is to get booed by his own fans. He knows what it is to have like articles written and everything. And you know what? He understands. And you know what Shedeur said? When he said Shedeur Sanders, they was like, hey, we want you, Deshaun, to come over here and do. And when they, you should have seen it. People wrote it. I can't believe it. They're going to have him on the roster. I said, what did you think? Did you think that they were going to be petty and cut their nose off to spike their own face to get rid of him for $80 million just so you could be comfortable?
So you can see well at night.
this was a super valid point. So y'all remember I said Deshaun Watson going to be back. And everybody was saying, oh, he's not going to be back. And they're like, no, you don't do that. You bring him back. You just bring him back because you're already paying the $80 million. People were saying, cut Deshaun Watson, take an $80 million cap hit, and then go sign another vet to be in the room. How much sense does that make, y'all? 0 cents. It makes 0 sense. So when they were talking about this, I was like, this is so good. So the thing that sparked my mind that wanted me to show this was, who asked me? Ivy League Mac. He said, who is floating the QB drafting narratives? The same people who are saying cut Deshaun Watson, take an $80 million cap hit only to go sign another quarterback. Those are the same people. They're the exact same people. They're the same people. So they came to this conclusion. I came to this conclusion, but I had to show y'all. I had to show y'all where it came from and who was saying it. So people just want to feel better because they don't like Deshaun. Deshaun Watson is going to blow up as a competent QB after the Browns. I think Shedeur is better than Watson. I agree with you there. I think Deshaun Watson's body is betraying him. He's breaking down as he's gotten older. But if you have Shedeur and you have another quarterback that works well with him, why would you get rid of that quarterback just to make some reporters feel good? Why would you take an $80 million cap hit to make some reporters feel good? If it's all about doing what's best and being the best, why in the world would you do that? It doesn't make sense. So I had to show you all this because with this, I was listening to this morning. Ivy League Mac, shout out to you. It sparked me and I didn't want to miss this and I had it ready. The stream was getting a little long and I said, we got to get to this because I want y'all to go back and watch this entire 48 minutes. I want to watch this entire thing. Shout out to Doggy Bone.
Oh my God! Wow!
I appreciate you. Shout out to Doggy Bone. Shout out to you. Let me go. I'm going to follow you live. I'm going to follow you back live. And you sent me the clip, so I appreciate you. Oh, and you got a similar name, too. Oh, Selmo Fudd is here? Okay. Selmo Fudd, I'm following you back. And Doggy Bone, I'm following you back as well. And I appreciate the follow, and I appreciate you sending me the clip. I appreciate you. It's just like that, y'all. It's just like that. That's how you can get in touch with me. Very simple. Check me out on the other platforms you feel the most comfortable about. Whichever ones you feel the most comfortable with. So I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Doggy Bone.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Doggy Bone. Follow you on TikTok, and I sent you the Chinas Berry clip, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Doggy Bone. Salute to you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Mick Sparks, you followed on Twitter? All right, I'm going to follow you back. I'm going to follow you back. All right, I got you. I'm following you back right now. All right, I just followed you back. I just followed you back, Miss Sparks. I appreciate the follow. I appreciate it. Y'all know about Deshaun. Y'all know about Deshaun. It's another part in here that I want to get to. I'm not going to play the whole thing because I want y'all to go back and watch this. It's another really good part of this that I want y'all to hear. They're going to be talking about when they recognize that Patrick Mahomes was the guy, everybody got behind him. And they knew Patrick Mahomes was the golden goose. In Cleveland, Shedeur is paying all their bills right now with all their views, all their clicks, their followers list growing, subscribers growing, and they want Shedeur out of here. It don't make no sense. So that's the other part I want to get to. I believe that was later on when they were speaking. So let me try to find it real quick, y'all.
What we was talking about, they was coming with the smoke. I believe where I come from a radio background where when you're going to have to go back and forth with people. That's what the game is. I'm like, why?
I think it's a little bit after this part. Let me see if I can find it. Got the answer. Who is pushing the draft QB narrative? That's it. That's it, Ivy League Mac. The same people who want Deshaun gone and the same people who don't like Shedeur. The same people. The same people. Let me see.
and you're a 5th round pick, and you guys made it, oh, he's a 5th round. How many of those guys stick? How many? But then I said, how many guys throw for 360? And not good enough, and it wasn't what you thought. Responsibility to talk to the people that look, because when it's all
with Shedeur or about Shedeur, or they talk about some of these other athletes or whatever who look like you and I, it's like their people were never in bondage. Their people were never in chains or whatever. And so we have a cultural responsibility amongst, now look, who you marry is who you marry, but where you come from, you have a cultural responsibility to give back and to make sure that you don't leave others behind. Jason, Dee, Mary Kay, they can all throw their stones from their pencil and pad or whatever, TV, but they're not going home to the same community that you and I have to. So even the comments that I make, I still have to watch what I say because there are people who look up to, to the players that we're covering. And you just can't go all nuclear on them and think that there won't be any repercussion about it. Now, you can go nuclear, but you better be fair about it. You better be fair. You better show the, talk about the good and the bad with it, and let it be based on fact, not off of feelings. And so that's at times what a lot of people in our business are missing out on. And so you've been, look, I mean, I've been following you the last 4 or 5 years, man. I mean, you've been solid 100, and I love what you do, and like, and look, and I say on you, I'm gonna still stay on you about you getting credential, to cover the team next year. Let somebody else make that little extra money on Sundays for the post game stuff, because I'm telling you, man, if everything goes well for Shedeur is the starting quarterback next year, and they draft him, you need somebody with your IQ, especially your football IQ, that can go in there, talk to, because again, players will talk to you like they talk to me, and you can have that conversation football wise about the game, about certain things that went on in the game that they'll understand because they know that you know the game, and they'll be able to talk to you about it versus what they'll talk to Jason, Zach, or anybody else.
I love this part towards the end. Darius Smith is speaking life in the G. Bush, pushing them, saying, hey, go get credentialed, follow the team so you can ask the questions on the football level. We listen to the questions they ask, and I tell y'all all the time, they don't understand football. They need people asking questions who have a better understanding of football. So definitely go watch this. This was a great conversation. Also, I find it funny that it was some things that triggered him, Darren Smith, when they were speaking on Shedeur. He didn't like when Browns were putting out, he couldn't read a playbook. He didn't like how the Jason Lloyds, the Adidis, he's calling people out by name in this video. Darren Smith is. So shout out to G. Bush. Shout out to him and his platform. Y'all know I rock with G. Bush. I can't say that for anybody else on UCSS, but I rock with G. Bush. So definitely, if you get the time, check this out. I saw this morning. Ivy League Max sparked something, and the name of this video is Shedeur Sanders being evaluated fairly around the NFL? Definitely go check this out, y'all. Definitely go check this out. I didn't want to end this stream without getting to this because this was that valuable and that important. So if you need something to watch this afternoon, I told y'all I'm working. I just dropped something else. on Patreon. I'm working, y'all. I dropped another video breakdown on Patreon. It's over there. And then also go watch this video from G. Bush. It is really, really, really good. Really good. G. Bush need to be in the locker room. Get credential U2D. Shanithia, I've been thinking about it. I looked at it before the season, and I want to see how the NFL adapts. I want to see how they adapt to people covering the Browns every single day, because to get credentialed, you have to be a writer. You got to write and put out a certain amount of articles. I got some ideas for that side of it. But I've really been looking into it. I looked all into it, of all the stuff you need to do. Cause I'm really thinking about it. Because these questions, when they're asking the questions to players, I'm like, this means nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's air. They just use buzzwords. So it's something I looked into, before this season started, but I'm going to see, because supposedly the NFL wants to add people and allow them media credentials if you cover the team in blog form. So I'm going to look into it. We're going to see if the NFL updates that portion of the policy. But we need more people who are covering the Browns who actually understand football and who actually care about it. They actually care about the game. They want to see the team do better. I believe when you get to a point where it's a job and you're going through a job just to cover what you do every single day, you're not bringing value. You're not bringing your all. So I'm gonna look into it. I'm definitely gonna look into it. I'm looking into it, y'all, because y'all know we got some dinosaurs that cover the Browns, and you're gonna need some fresh new life over there. So I'm watching and looking. I want to see what the NFL does. I want to see what they do. So you already know what it is. This has been good. We 2 hours 45 minutes. Go check out G Bush. He has a good show. I'm going to add some stuff to the next stream for y'all that y'all send me. So I appreciate y'all. Look into the Patreon. I'm working, y'all. I'm working. Like I told y'all, Wale said, they some workers. We some workaholics. I'm putting in that work. Shout out to everybody who supported the show. Charmaine, as always. Lois, stay focused. Keith Hunt. Doggy Bone doubling up. And Shanithia. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate all y'all support. Remember, on Friday, we doubling up, y'all. Friday morning, we doing a normal show. Also, Friday night, we doing a watch party for the Jake Paul fight. So if you're a boxing fan, definitely tap in. One of my favorite boxers is Alicia Bumgarner. So I'm excited to see her fight as the co-main event on a Jake Paul fight. So tap in if you end up watching that stream and you just want to chat and talk about it. It starts at 8 p.m. So definitely tap in with me. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all next couple of days, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll be here for the next one. It's been real, everybody. Peace.